Hey everybody, and welcome this week to the second FAR game, Changing Tides. I'm going to get started here, but don't worry, I'll still give you the recap. Last game, we played as a little fella that operated a big, what's called an Okomotive, across a barren landscape, and now we play as this little kid that's going across a barren seascape. So, shouldn't be too different in terms of gameplay. Again, if you're not really familiar with what we've been doing here in FAR, because this is kind of the second video, as this is the second game, you might be a little bit lost if you weren't with us for the first game, but I'll try my best to catch you up. In these games, you play as like a little kid, and you pilot a big old ship. Now, you may notice, of course, if you're familiar with this game, in the least bit like you've seen the game pages for it, or maybe you see it in the thumbnail. We don't have our boat yet, but we'll get it soon. To start off with, we've got pretty standard tutorial. This game has a little bit more to do with the movement than the previous game did. So we have some more important, sort of tutorials that we have to do for the movement. Now, we do get movement upgrades in this game, actually, but of course, for right now, we have a very basic movement control scheme. This city is evidently also underwater, or at least large parts of it are, and we have to, navigate it. Now, something I don't like about underwater, I'm not really scared of underwater stuff, really, but I don't like the idea that you don't necessarily know what's under the water, and I've got kind of a fear of snakes, so I'm always worried that if you step on something underneath of the water and you're not sure what it is, or kick over a rock or something, you might scare out a snake. This game doesn't really have horror elements to it, though, unlike something like, say, Subnautica, that also has to deal with underwater elements. I'm just trying to get some chit-chat out of the way until we can actually get our ship, and I can talk about some of the things that we can do. But I talked about it during the last Let's Play for the last ARK game, if you weren't there for it, but there's a lot of these, like, storytelling elements. For example, like, this character here, they like plants, apparently. Storytelling element over. And they evidently have some kind of an interest in engineering as well. I'm trying to keep that plant with us because we can actually get an achievement for it, for carrying it with us through the whole game. Now, I didn't get it the last time that I played, but I am interested in getting it this time. So we also can grow it into a nice big hardy plant. Ooh, look at that. There's some more engineering a little bit. There's like a carriage. So this was another one of those games that I kind of thought about doing the lore to, but I didn't... I don't know. A game that I talked about this in the first ARK video, but a game that doesn't have a lot of it's got environmental storytelling is like a huge weakness of mine. So I kind of like when things are a little bit more cut and dry than it's kind of like the same issue that I had with Inside, which is also available on the channel, which is a 2.5D side-scrolling. Like a horror game, kind of like Limbo, which is something that most people are more familiar with. So that's going to open. Let me go underwater, because I bet there's something down here that I see what we're going to be doing. I'm going to leave my plant up there in case I have to operate any machinery or anything. And I guess if I lose my plant, that's fine, but I don't think that I will. I actually have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be getting down here. So you can see there's a schematic for a water Okomotive here on the wall. Also, you can see that shoots out water, right? It's like a little pipe. We're going to actually come to see a lot more of that. And on the right, you can see there's like a blow water and a suck water kind of function. So right now we're going to suck this water up from out of here so that I'm able to grab hold of that switch. Actually, I was a little bit worried about that. We need a little bit of water. Oh no, actually we don't. I guess this is a jump and hit that button. So was there something else that I needed to do? Oh no, this is where we get our first little movement upgrade I was talking about not but a minute ago. It kind of, I don't really know what you would call this thing, but you'll get to see how it operates here in just a minute. It's kind of unique for a game that's kind of like this, but I don't play a lot of underwater games either, so I don't think. I'm trying to think back to my catalog. I'm like, seems like one of those things where all I have on the channel is like fucking games where I'm underwater, but no. So I'll show you what exactly that this outfit does here in just a second. Yes, so now we can press and hold A to propel. Also with this comes, if I'm not mistaken, let me see if we can propel. No, we can't propel up, but it gives us like a RFID sort of, like radio frequency ID sort of deal, because now whenever we go to do or enter this, looks like a pneumatic sealed door, we can it unlocks for us, so that's nice. And then of course, as before, we can travel, fairly fast with this new upgrade that we have. So we aren't quite as slow as we were before. Now I got to pull this out and then use it so that I can hop off of it onto this ladder, which you saw on the left here, I'm sure. I will say something about these games is that they are all really pretty. I'm always kind of impressed in games like these, the sort of, not like the details in like, oh, he's got a blue and orange hat, that's very interesting. But I'm always kind of interested in the details as far as like, you have to make like the scaffolding, and you have to make like the cross beams for it and shit. So like, oh yeah, I guess I should say it if it isn't apparent already. We are now on the Okomotive. It looks like I'm going to have to release it, which I believe we can do by pressing, what is it, this button? And then I'm going to try and zoom out a little bit so that we can kind of see this thing whenever it gets ready to drop. And we've got sails, much like the first game. It's our first little movement. I don't know if you would call it an upgrade, but we now have some say in our speed, I guess you could say. So this is a little bit more complicated than the last game, at least as far as the sail is concerned. You'll have to raise the sail. This is every time that you would like to adjust this, and then you lock it into place down there, and then you've got this thing here which you can use to move the sail to catch the headwind. So right now I don't want to hit it off of the door or anything because it'll take HP away from this, because this machine has HP a lot like the first game. I doubt very highly that anybody would watch this video before the first one, but hey, you never know. And whenever you have this sail on the side pop out, then that means that you are at the headwind, but it looks like I'm going to lose it. You can also use the flag's position at the very front of the ship. I'm trying to get a little zoom in on it maybe so you can see it a little bit better. But right now it's at the very top. So if you want less speed for whatever reason, you can drop it a little bit, or if you want more speed, you can adjust it to go up. The headwind will change just the same way as it did in the first game a little bit. I also kind of like... we've got a lot more of the ship to work with this time. And we'll unlock some upgrades where we can fadoodle with this inside stuff later, but for right now it is locked, so don't think I'm just being ignorant and maybe just working on the outside. I am going to go, I think, up top here and then maybe zoom out if I'm able to, so I can see sort of the surrounding area. Oh my goodness, that's pretty. I feel like that's going to have to be one of the things that I harp on in this game, is just kind of how beautiful it is. Now that we're at the front, we should probably be able to see ahead a little bit more. Thankfully, this is an early upgrade, so we don't have to expend fuel quite yet, unlike the later upgrades, which I'm sure you could probably assume that if there were upgrades involved, there would eventually be a fuel-based upgrade, especially one last time if you've seen the first video about this FAR game. I may have already called it ARC. If I called it ARC, I'm sorry. But, oh yes, so we've also ran into, like, something that is dealing damage to our ship. I'm trying to draw the mast back so that it stops hitting that, but Yeah, that's one of the things it can run into because it, kind of spreads out a little bit. It spreads out. It kind of like goes, you know, to the side a little bit. Like right here, we may have to close the sail. Oh, we should probably drop it. Oh, that's going to hit and that's going to hurt. Uh-oh. Well, not a whole lot. I didn't think I would be able to make it there in time. That's fine. So we did take some damage there, but it wasn't too bad. And you'll always drift a little bit. I should have just kind of, I guess, let it drift through, and no reason to try and open it until we clear this low-hanging bridge. So then we can re-raise our sails and rehook them the same way that we did before. If you are someone who's well-versed in ship, do they call it? Probably not mnemonics. No, definitely not mnemonics. That's not what those are. But like ship, like a dictionary. Like you can understand the words that parts of ships are. Congratulations to you. I'm not a person. I'm evidently not a person either that can tell you what the names of dictionaries are, or collections of words that are similar. Like thesaurus. I'm surprised that. Okay, there we go. We got some stuff coming up, but I want to readjust my mast so that I'm getting the optimal amount of speed. Perfect. And then now maybe I'll go up to the front. I don't know that zooming out is doing me much good. It actually seems like it's locking my ship in kind of an annoying way. So I'm going to leave it like this. Now, I don't remember if we get kind of locked here already. We might push that out of the way. No, it looks like we're just going to gently kind of caress into it. So I'm not sure actually what's up here because I don't think we have an upgrade this early. Oh, you know what? We're going to move this out of the way, I bet. So let me pull this back. And what happens if we turn this? Okay, so that does move that out of the way. Now, does that help us much? I see a repair. We get little repair kits in this game. I need to maybe move this up front. Okay, I'm going to put her right here. I'm getting some kind of an idea of what we'll be doing. Move this to right. There's perfect. And then if we hit that button, it should drop that log down where I can get a hold of it and maybe move it back. Yeah, and then that looks like how I'm going to be able to get the repair thing, which I'm also probably going to have to use down here to repair this lever as it broke after we moved it. Perfect. So this is your introduction, I suppose, to these little repair tools that we get, or repair kits. And I'm going to continue to move this out of the way, and this time it shouldn't break on us. And in fact, yeah, I was about to say it should just kind of gently sort of sail in. Actually, if I'm able to, I want to get in a position where I could maybe like jump on it fast enough to drop the sail if I think it's at all possible. Hopefully we landed on the top. We did. And then if I hit that button, yep, it drops it down, safe as that. I am going to go ahead and repair this as it is a little bit broke. And then I'm going to set this probably downstairs, I guess. I just like to have it in sort of a safe place. I really don't want that flower to get broken because, I don't know, I don't care for the achievement, but I didn't know that you could carry, like I carried the flower with me and I planted it, but I also didn't know that you could grow it, which is what we're going to be doing sort of in this Let's Play. That's going to be our little pet, maybe you could so to say. Thankfully, again, we're getting some headwind, at least as far as, well, maybe that isn't what you would call it. Whatever the natural flow of the water is where it's continuing to move us forward. Now I should be able to raise the sail once again, and then we'll have to grab the little hook that we can use to actually raise the mast. Well, maybe I said that in the reverse order. Mast first, sail second. There we go. That sounds a bit more correct. You would think I've got a piratology book here beside me on my bookshelf. You'd think I would know maybe a little bit more about boats, but I don't. I think I get seasick. I'm not so certain. The only time I've ever rowed in a boat, I got very sick, but it was also extremely hot, and we were in the sun, and I hadn't had water all day, so maybe it was a little bit more like a heat stroke than it was seasickness, but who's to say? This game, I can see we've got a windmill and some houses in the background. Oh, wow. And then we've got a guitar instrumental that's coming into play, too. This game, I played it not too long ago. I finally bought it. I think it's been out for a couple years now. Oh, look at that. There's an elk on the very edge of the screen. You should be able to see. I'm pointing at it on my end like you can see it. like I'm pointing it out to a child like, oh, look at that pretty elk. Let me re-straighten back up the sail. I actually think... No, we're good. I was going to say, we may not get headwinds for this part if it wants us to go particularly slow, but nope, we're good. Wow, look at that. Tried to get a little zoom in on it there at the last second. Maybe I'll go to the back of the boat. Then this normally seems like the kind of time that where I focus on this thing, we run into something like that tears my ship completely up. Oh no, instead we get a scene in the background. Oh, and they're going to come our direction too, where we get to see a bunch of elk come in. Wow. I think that those are elk anyway. Much like boats, I don't seem to know shit about animals or words, but hey. Man, oh man, look at that. And that almost looks like... I can't quite tell if they're trees way off in the background or another destroyed city. I'm trying to get a better look at it. You may not be able to tell with just the way that the video's put, but I'm going to say probably trees. It looks like maybe some rock formations there too. I can't quite tell. And another thing about this game is like all these like mega projects, you know. I'm kind of thinking in like terms of, I don't know, maybe like Civilization, like the Civilization games, how you build these big mega projects. And I'm trying to think of like maybe another game or something or an idea, but like they've got like so big of mills and stuff where they were just like planning on doing something incredible in this world apparently, or like they seem to have like, you know, they've conquered like the world and then they're trying to make a little bit more of it. It kind of reminds me of Rain World just a little bit, where Rain World, if you're not familiar with it, has like deadly rains that rain like constantly. That's why it's called Rain World, but they're like periodic. I guess I shouldn't call them constant, but whenever it rains, it's like very deadly. And the reason being is that like these big supercomputers have water that run through them and to keep them cooled down. They condensate? No, they perspire. The action through which water turns into vapor. Oh, great! I got to talking and I fucked up my sail a little bit. I don't even think that'll require repair, but we'll see. I'll head down and grab my little repair tool. But anyway, and because of that, it rains a whole bunch. So I wonder if this is sort of in the same vein of thinking as far as like, oh yeah, it didn't even hurt it. I wonder if this is in the sort of same vein of thinking in that the world is so destroyed because like people were complacent until they built these Okomotives. Now again, I have played this before, but it has been a little bit, so maybe that gets told in this story. There's actually a different, more interesting story that gets told in this game that I'm kind of looking forward to experiencing with you guys, or experiencing myself once again. But that doesn't come for a little bit. So, but you've got like these big agricultural lands here that you can see in the background. Once again, I'm pointing here. I think I'm gonna have to sit on my hand to stop from pointing. But you can see like these different buildings, big plots of land, mills, water towers, and like all these, what kind of looks like tractors and sawmills. So there was like a lot of development going on around here. That you can see trucks there. What the hell? My controller's shaking. I know you guys probably can't feel that, or I know you definitely can't feel that, but I don't know if you're getting that gist. We actually get our first little dose of something interesting here coming up, if I'm not mistaken. We're just kind of in the tutorial here. It gets a lot faster and a lot more things to do here very shortly, so maybe kind of buckle up, because this seems like it's going to be a longer one, maybe about 5 hours long. So, you know, get ready for that. I know we've got something coming up here soon. Okay, so I've readjusted the camera, but you've got like trucks here that are carrying like big shipments of wheat. Don't hit my I might get it just in time. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, I tried. You can't blame me for trying. I just didn't quite make it in time, so I'm going to go ahead and repair this. Maybe I should just keep the repair tool at the top, simply because you know, I've got nothing else to repair except for the sail right now. So yep, and it was just as simple as that. I guess I'll put that on the back end there and maybe go towards the front of the ship to see where I need to put myself to continue on. I can see ahead we've got what looks almost like a derailed train cart, or it definitely is a derailed train cart. I was going to say it looks like a tanker train cart um, that was carrying some kind of a liquid, probably combustible like oil or gas. So if I move this, the best way to move it would probably be to the right. I doubt very highly I need to go to the left. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to need it probably to hop whatever this little thing is. Maybe. Let me go underwater real quick. Okay, I was getting reacclimated to the underwater controls. It's been just a second. Yes, here's another upgrade, I believe, that we can put on our ship. But until then, so we take this, plug it in there. Okay, and then what next? Oh, I'm getting a little bit... Okay, so that top part must be blocked for a second. Let's start the fire. And then we'll get this thing here pumping. Now, yep, now we got some fire and it's moving. This is sort of like, well, I was going to say the engine to a train, and now it literally is like an engine to a train. Now I'll need this. Which way should I point it? Left or right? Because right now it's stationary in the middle. Probably to the right. If we don't end up needing to go to the right, it isn't that big a deal. I would just rather it be there in case it does need to go to the right. Now then, we've got some more sort of automation a little bit. I'm going to set these packages, or not packages. Ooh, let's take a look at this map real quick. So it looks like we've got coordinates up in the top left, and then they're kind of traveling to somewhere, and they're coming from what looks like where we sort of are right now. So where the X is seems to be where we're at, and they're headed somewhere. Move that off to the side, and then there's like of course, this little radio speaker and stuff here, and so there were like, people sort of holding out, it sort of looks like. But anyway, this is fuel that we can use to power that little engine type deal that we have. Now let me take a look. Yeah, I was about to say, I was wondering if it was just going to drop, and it did. So let me put that in there, and then maybe I just want to look to the right because, yeah, I guess let's just go to the right. Just save me some trouble, and we'll see what's out that way. Start the fire again, and then repump it back up with this, I don't know what you call these things. I feel like I used to know the name of them, but I guess they aren't really important and don't really matter. So the amount of heat that you put into these, at least is whenever they get on the ship, is relative to your speed, and also the speed at which the materials on the inside burn. So, I guess this is a dead end, but there are supplies that I can grab here. Oh no, this definitely isn't a dead end. Good. Okay, perfect. We're locked into place. And I'm not certain. I'm just going to move these in here. And I do know that we'll have to go to the left, so I'll go ahead and change it to the left and repump up this fire, just so it can be working while I kind of check out this sort of caboose segment anyway. So we're going to drop. Alright, let's take a look around. So this is probably where we'll put the upgrade, I would guess. Well, no, that's how it opens. And then further this way, we've got a place that we can... Well, there's like a ladder. Okay, I'm still not super sure what we're doing. But I do know that I need to be moving to the left as I am now. I'm going to drop that... How far to the left can we go? I guess maybe I could try and goose this thing up a little bit, get it going a little bit faster. I might have to refuel it too. I'm not sure. Fuel is actually a lot more important in this game than it was in the last game, so if you can believe it, after how important it was in the last game. I know that was probably a waste, but that's fine. I'd much rather, I guess, use it and waste it a little bit than... miss my opportunity here. Like it really could be a missed opportunity. Okay, so it's slowing down a little bit. We're probably reaching the end of the track anyway. Yep, looks like it. And there also, I see, are supplies on that end that I can grab. So guess what? That's exactly what we're going to do. Again, because these supplies are extremely important relative to the last game. The last game, they were pretty important. Now they're extremely important. Because, man, you get caught dead in the water, and so to say, in this game, and you're in a little bit of trouble. So if I open that... Oh, okay, it is installing the apparatus. down on our ship anyway. So this was kind of a bit of a tutorial, if you imagine it, on how that thing operates. Now, that thing being the engine. So if I kind of like, well, I got more supplies I can kind of come grab. I'm going to drop them down to the ship. There you go, down a little bit more. Perfect. And then how many more do I got? It looks like 3 at least. So, oh no, I got 4 because I've got another one on the frontmost part of the cart. Whoops, I almost fell. That I can grab as well. I know that this probably isn't, you know, the most entertaining thing in the world, but that's fine. I also kind of like how cute this little person's steps are. Not the sound or anything, so you don't have to turn up your volume, but they've got like a childlike sort of swagger to their walk that, like, kids, I feel, are like irregularly proportioned compared to adults. Babies, for example, like if you met a human being that had a head that was proportional to the size of a baby, which I do think that there are some people who have an unfortunate physical illness that do, they look fairly odd. Now, of course, not talking about people who have the physical illness, but people who do not, or would not in this case, do look rather odd. So now we can plug this new upgrade we have. You can see we've got 2, the first of which was the first one that we plugged in back whenever we started this thing, and now we have the second upgrade, which opens a whole bunch of the ship. And I can show you sort of how this works, but this is a little bit of a, you know, you're just kind of getting used to it sort of deal. Like, you can watch this and maybe get some idea of how it works. And now we've got sort of a rowing part to this boat. Now, I will mess with that in just a second, but the first thing that we need to do is to get kind of this boat a little bit set up. So underneath down here, these hooks are a lot like the hooks that were up near the top, where you can put things on top of them, and then say you see this button here, I can press it, right, and then it will automatically feed fuel into that little fuel. So like the luggage that we just fed into it boosted our fuel by about half. So that is nice. Now we've got, of course, some more luggage here that I'm going to take the time to move down here again for sake of convenience for later. And I'm going to move, I guess, the more efficient fuel to the back, things that basically fill it up almost all the way. You can also fill the fuel up. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's move this to the very forefront. And then I just want to have the fuel at the very back, just in case of an emergency. It's much the same way that we did the first arc anyway. And then how many more pieces we got? Looks like 2, 3, maybe. I hear that little ticking. It's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit. I might just go ahead and press forward just so that I don't have to hear the ticking anymore. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm at least going to get it fired up. Or is it from this thing, maybe? No, it is not. So let's go ahead and get this little fuel fired up. I'm going to get the heat rolling a little bit. And then I'm going to push forward on that, which now you can also go in reverse, the way that these little... I don't know what you call these things, oars, maybe, are sort of working. And now we have like an actual sort of locomotion to the way that we move. So I'm going to leave that to go for just a minute while I continue to grab shit off the top of the ship. I'll kind of explain a little bit more about how certain stuff down there works, but for right now, as long as we're moving, I'm happy with it. I'll have to repump up the fire. I'll put that down there. Yep. I would just want to make sure that I put the more efficient fuel in the back, or not more efficient, but the higher fuel in the back. If that flame on the right gets too high, I can spray it with water, which we'll probably see, but not right this very second. It also, because it sprays it with water, causes the speed of your Okomotive to slow down a little bit. So now you can see that there is both a land and a sea variant of Okomotives. So that's kind of interesting. I guess I can go ahead and refuel this ship. Perfect. And I did pump the air into the engine a little bit more. Maybe before I did this Let's Play, I should have looked up a terminology of boats. That'd have been kind of goofy, I suppose. I'll also raise the sails so that we can get even more speed just as soon as I'm able to. As soon as I get a little second here to kind of breathe a little bit. I am going to re-pump the heat up on this thing. But now you can also see, just like sort of how it was before, we have this machine here where we can turn the water on, we can blow out water, or we can make it suck too if we have a reason to suck up water. So that's kind of interesting, and we will have a reason later on. I know it's not very evident right now. Well, it'll actually zoom in whenever it does become evident, but we also have a little radar that's here beside this buoy that'll tell us where fuel is at, so that's kind of interesting. And then we still can't put that plant where I want to just yet, but we will be able to soon. Now, the other thing, yes, that I wanted to do was to go ahead and raise the sails so that I can make sure that we're moving just as fast as possible. Especially now that we can sort of afford the fuel to. And then also we're about to hit a buoy here. These buoys are kind of like, not like they stop you, but you have to be going a certain speed to pass them. So there's also an achievement for, you know, getting past all the buoys, and you have to get past all the buoys to beat the game. So also I do need to probably stop this thing just as soon as I get a second, because we just hit a supply cache. So let me get out. Whoops, I didn't mean to feed another piece of fuel onto the machine, but that's fine. I just wanted to go ahead and pour water into the engine, and I actually think you can pour water into there. Yep, and stop us wholly. Now another thing is I want to move this plant so that I don't accidentally use it. We'll put her right there. Now that we've stopped, I can go ahead and it's got like a little, like a, what do they call those, a moon room, or a moon pool. That's what they call them, a moon pool that I can use to like move in and out of the bottom part of my ship if I were need to. Now, as you know, I like to keep these lights kind of around. I guess I'll just go ahead and we'll just put her right down there. Now, was there something else that was in this ship? I don't think so. Can I like go around this thing maybe? I see on the other side of this that there is a another piece of like a supply that we can pick up. So I'm gonna go on. Maybe, oh, you know what it is? It's telling us that that's where we have to go to get this thing out of the way. Yep, I bet we pull this out the way. Hold up, let me get a little, yeah, there we go, get a better hold of it. And also, looks like it's freeing up some supplies. Now, the first time that I played this game, I kind of let these supplies go. I was like, yeah, I don't need them, but trust me, every chance that you get to get supplies in this game anyway, you want to, you know, make the best use out of, I guess, getting them. So I'll go ahead and, oh, I accidentally hit that button twice. Goodness, to fuel the ship earlier. It looks like. So how many did I see? About 4 of them up ahead. 2, 3, 4. Yes, where this last one looks to be one of those big ones. At least we're coming out ahead on fuel for the time being. In the end of the game, it gets really, really bad. That's kind of why I'm wanting to make the most out of what I have here and now. I guess I'll put that sort of in the bottom. Yeah, they call them a moon pool, I'm pretty sure. I also like that we're now a lot more agile underwater. It also helps if you happen to fall off of your ship and you need to catch up with it, because I'm fairly certain that you move at least as fast as the fastest your ship can go while you're this while you have that little speed boost going for your character. While they're underwater. I do kind of like it. It doesn't like feel particularly great to control, but I will say that it does look nice, at least. The little spin that it does, and it does feel kind of like you might locomote, sort of like... I realize that this is a world of like fiction, right? So don't misunderstand me, but it does sort of feel like that might be how it would work if you were in this sort of world. And I keep hitting that button. I'm going to have to move this plant out of the way so I stop hitting that button by accident. I keep jumping over it and accidentally using fuel. And so all that fuel that we just went through that trouble to get would be wasted. I also see at the very top that our sail isn't... It looks like I didn't attach the sail. When I'm trying to get moving forward here. Now, if I'm not mistaken, okay, there we go. We're back to moving. Good, good, good. I'm gonna get this maxed out real quick, as far as like, you know, perfect. Now, I do want to be kind of aware to make sure that the engine doesn't get too hot, but we should be fine for a second at least. Yeah, we're still good for right this second. I'm gonna go ahead and get my sail raised. Ooh, man. Now that seemed like quite the chore, but we're back on the road. That's hooker perfect. And put that down. I hope I won't need to repair anything. He said right before hitting our rock mass that was coming up. Maybe there isn't. Oh yeah, it doesn't look like there's actually any wind at all. Oh wait, the wind's starting to pick up. Okay, that's good. I'll just kind of sweep again here real quick to see if I'm able to find any. Ooh, we'll have to be careful. I see the rocks are getting a little bit thinner, so I'm actually gonna move this all the way to the back, go down and re-pump up the engine because I'm sure it's just about died on fuel. Well, on heat anyway. Fuel is surely fine, but there we are. Pump back up the heat. Then maybe once I get it maxed out, I may feed it another piece of fuel. Oh, yep, I feel more shaking, so more what feels like an earthquake coming here. Oh, yep, I see the rocks are falling near me. Now, I wonder, can I kind of move this? It probably won't deal a bunch of damage, but yeah, it looks like we're fine to move this. So, well, we're not fine as far as this thing we're going to hit here. I was hoping it would drop. Nope. Oh well, at least I can repair it just as easy as this. So, and then I'll raise it once we're on the other side. You get a lot more repair kits later, so it's not too bad that I keep damaging it. It also kind of looks like for some reason that it's put my fire out. I thought I was pretty good on fuel, but apparently not. Wow, look at this bridge here. It's got like some more locomotive stuff on it. Not an Okomotive, not to be confused with, but also we're out of we don't have any headwind right now, so and we've got this water is moving kind of fast. I'm going to go down here and kind of lock some stuff up. We'll put that down there for the little repair slot, and then let me go to the sort of front of the ship here. We're about to experience a very interesting cutscene, if I'm not mistaken. Can I zoom out? Oh, okay, there we go. So as we're headed forward on this little, I don't know what you'd call it. It's definitely a stream. It's moving pretty fast. You can see they've got some buildings built into the rock wall up there, and we kind of get like beached here, which is a little bit weird, right? Because the water is definitely going down. And the first time that I played this, if I'm remembering correctly, I had like a couple things on like the outside of the ship on like the back part there, and I was like, oh shit, it's going to get lost whenever all this, well, you'll see. I don't want to spoil anything just yet, but I'd say right about now I was like, oh shit, I got stuff on the back of the ship. Man, it's even tearing down the cranes. Oh man, good thing we're on the inside is all I'm saying. So a big wave comes through, crashes, and knocks our ship all to hell, and not to mention the surrounding buildings and stuff. See, look at this. This is the very back part of the ship, if you remember from earlier. Now, I think it's fine if you have stuff. I think I had the plant back here, for example, the first time that I played. You don't lose it or anything, but as we kind of move forward here, you'll notice that there definitely was some damage that was dealt to your ship. Again, the back is locked by the automatic sort of deal, like the RFID, and there is another repair tool, which I can just move up here. We don't have to worry about the back getting screwed anymore. That's why I was kind of refraining from putting anything back there, but we're good to go now. Now this is some more fuel, which I'm going to move downstairs, and I'm going to grab this, this repair tool, and walk around and repair a few things that appear to be broken. So the fueler is back to optimal condition. The engine is kind of getting there, but not quite, yet. Oh man, I can't wait until I unlock another upgrade that's like the captain's cabin, so that I can move some of this goofier stuff I'm carrying with me to that. So the engine is back in shape, and I don't actually think the sail was damaged, so I'm going to go ahead and move this repair tool down here and then re-get the engine fired up. I suppose it also gives you some fuel, it would seem, so that's nice. After that little event, in case I suppose you would need it, I'm going to move up another piece of fuel so that I don't have to go back down there for a minute, and that looks just fine to me. Let's go ahead and get this thing a moving. I'm also gonna, of course, get my sail back up and running as well, just as soon as I get this at full speed. Well, close to full speed anyway. My only worry with doing it full speed is that I'll have to spray down the engine, but I don't think that'll actually happen. Well, you won't have it happen until later parts of the game when you would sit down there and hammer on the on that thing that pumps the air into the engine so that it burns brighter and hotter. Well, hotter, I guess, is the important part. Now, we should be able to... I still don't have any headwind. I'm hoping that that'll change here in just a second. Guess until then, I can head back downstairs, and then if I happen to notice that the headwind picks up, I'll go back upstairs and adjust it. And until then, I guess our ship can kind of continue limping to the next area. I kind of want to get on the front of the ship. There we go. I just wanted to pump it one more time, and then we'll go to the front of the ship, see if maybe I'm able to see anything. Keep an eye on this sail, or not sail, but this flag that's up here, so that just in case we do get some headwind. Oh wow, you can see this. There's like a kind of like a boathouse here, and it's got like a big mast on top of it, but it looks like unfortunately because of the water, this was one that got beached, and it stayed beached, and despite that water that we just had, it didn't do it any good as far as dislodging it. Are we already? No, we're still doing good. We're still moving. It just felt a little bit slow, but I guess that kind of comes with oh man, I might have to go ahead and cool that down. Do I have the spit and water? I do. There we go. Just cool down that engine. Then I accidentally put this fire out a little bit. There we are. Perfect. We'll get this heated back up. I see our sonar is back online, so we might have something sort of nearby, but I wouldn't hold my breath if I were you. Now let's hook this fuel up to here. Now, unlike the efficient fuel in the first game, you don't have to worry about damaging your ship if you put something with like a hazard symbol on it. I also still notice that I don't have any wind at all. Good thing we got all this fuel, huh? Because if I'm not mistaken, let me get this water running. Okay, so as long as I don't actually hit the fire at all, which is probably what I was doing on my other playthrough, it won't actually affect the heat or the speed by putting the water on the engine. So I also see once again that our sonar is back up, so I'm going to say we're probably coming up on a part where we're going to have to leave the ship here in just a second. If I had to guess, for a really handy upgrade. We are making moves fairly fast. I also think maybe the sail might take a hit here. If I had to guess, yep, that's fine though. I guess I could just go ahead and drop it. There's no reason it should even be up right now. Drop that, and then drop the sail. Okay, wow, it made it just in the nick of time, which is sort of unfortunate because I do have to raise it once again to climb up it. I'm going to go down and make sure that that's not eating up my fuel by burning. How much fuel did I have left? Not worlds of fuel or anything, but I am still going to go ahead and put it out. I see we've got quite a bit of stuff that we can use for fuel around. Was there anything else I wanted to do? I guess I did also want to go ahead and take the repair tool up to the mast so that I can repair it actually. The later part of this game that's actually more about sailing than doing these little puzzles is actually what I really like. But for now, it's also kind of fun because these puzzles are a little bit... They feel like the first game had like puzzle... Well, neither of these games have puzzles that are very hard. I'm getting away from myself here. But this game feels like it has harder puzzles, which I don't necessarily like. I'm not really a puzzle type of guy, but oh well. Now then, with all these luggages and stuff, I just want to make sure I don't miss any opportunities for fuel, because if it was up to me, I'd move all that shit down to the ship, but unfortunately that's not the case. So, yes, you can see there that's going to be the back part for our ship that we're going to add on here in just a minute. I don't know if that's considered quite a spoiler, but if the camera zoomed in on it, I suppose you could also make the, assumption that that's where we're going to, or what we're going to be interacting with anyway. Maybe you would think we were getting a whole ass other ship, but nope, not the case. I'm not sure what this is here that we picked it up. It kind of looks like an accordion a little bit. Maybe let me zoom in on it. I don't know what that thing is, but oh well, it's not important. You can see another Okomotive sort of, or at least a water Okomotive upgrade. It looks like it was going to have like, they've got like these water wheels, I guess, on the back of them. I know paddle boats, I guess maybe they're called. Maybe you might know them as anyway. Are we headed somewhere actually? Can we go higher than this? We can. Am I supposed to be going to the middle? I would say yes. Let me just go to the middle and see. What does this button do? Okay, it removes that down. And then if I head up here, I can hear a radio just crackling a very little bit. And if you look, you can see more directions headed for this place, as well as another radio thing. So that's sort of interesting. Nice. So we got that top part sort of tightened up. I hear the radio and somebody yapping about something, but it's not in English, so, or at least it doesn't seem to be in English. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Simlish, little bit. I don't know that there was anything to decode there anyway. Man, we're getting awful high up here, aren't we? I'm not sure what exactly is immediately ahead of us. I know you can see here there's like, whoa, we're falling. Oh shit, this is a music box. Look at it. Sick. Okay. And it is playing some music. Let's move this down there. I want to set it, so that it's like repairing. And then I'll go ahead and grab the music box in case this thing sort of locks down or whatever. I think you also get an achievement for carrying the music box with you, but I just kind of want to bring it with me, at least for nothing else besides fuel, as long as it doesn't really get in my way or anything. Lock down to the right. Perfect. And I know that you probably can't hear it just because of the way that I do the audio, but the music box was playing music. But here's some, like, sort of storytelling on the walls. It looks like they had built like these great cities with tons of people, and they were like champions of industry. And then there were big storms that seemed to have moved in, and they had talked about how they were going to handle it. Different cataclysms, earthquakes cause tsunamis tear down these cities. And then, so they built these, or they were building these gigantic cities. That one there in particular is one I think we'll run into later, as a matter of fact. So that was their plan. Anyway, I'm trying to get back up into here, so I might be able to get this music box anyway. I see that there's a water symbol on the door. That's sort of interesting. So if I put that down there, I want to just kind of make sure I'm not losing anything. And then I press this button. It should drag that. It's going to actually open up the door. And then I think it's going to drag this boat module in a position where I can actually attach it to the ship, but I suppose we'll see here in just a second. I do like that the water that travels sort of naturally here, it moves it in such a way that, like, it's going to lock it into place once it gets so close to our side, like the right side of the screen that you see there. So that we can actually install this module. I also see up top for some reason, I think maybe that's where it's going to try. No, that isn't where it's going to install it. Maybe that's where we confirm the installation, is that big blue button that's on the top of our ship now. I suppose we'll see here in just a second. Let me zoom in. I see there's something that looks like I'll have to repair up here. Maybe it's the door. Let me take, not that. I see that's the music box. If I take this, I thought maybe it would be that door. Okay, so everything's locked into place. Good, good, good. I'm going to move these. I'm going to move that out just in case it locks that back door. So what do we have here? So that's moving down. Oh yeah, we got to kind of like sort of lock it into place. So we drag that. It's kind of like there's like two parts to this. One sort of positions it. One sort of changes like the angle. Positions it as in terms of like being vertical or not. Now that tries to lock it into place, which I don't think is gonna cut it. But okay, so we need to move this down. Okay, and then hold up. Am I far enough to the? Oh, I can't. This is such a shitty angle. Okay, then continue to move it down. Maybe I'll be able to see it better once I actually get it on the boat. I actually might have to back the boat up. Yep. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to raise it a little bit, and then I'm going to keep it there. Let me move this stuff over to the side so I might be able to... Oh, wait, no, I guess I don't even have the opportunity to go outside and back the boat up. So this is going to have to, work, I guess. Is that lock it into place, maybe? That sort of seemed right. What if I drop it a little bit more? No. You know what? I bet I have to do. Let me raise it and then angle it. Oh, you can see the lights on them to let you know that you have them in the right position. So, for example, the right side is now right. Left side was just a little tiny bit off. So that's where the confusion was. Sorry about that. Now that that's free and it's been, locked onto our ship, we have a new module. This is what I was talking about. This is the captain's cabin for part 1, part 2, or maybe it would be more appropriate. It comes with 2 upgrades. Part 1 is the captain's cabin. Part 2 is this new winch that we have on the back of our ship, which we can use to open caches. Okay. I'm not super sure how I might get that. I think that should knock it off of there. Yep. Perfect. And then I can't press that button, it would seem. But that's all right. I do want to move stuff into the captain's cabin so that it's no longer in my way. Firstly, I'll put the music box down. So this is kind of decorating a little bit. And then I'll put plant the plant. So that's completely out of the way. I'll go ahead and put that light at the backmost part of our ship. And that should be that. Now I'm going to re-drop the sails because I already see that they're going to drag against this door. So there's no reason to even have it up here. And I'm going to get the engine fired up, see if maybe I don't have a... see if I don't have any debris nearby that I need to collect. Yeah, it does look like I have some to the bottom left. There's these little containers of supplies. Yep, like right there. Perfect. So if I swim up, you can see this new winch that we got. Now, I missed one container of supplies the last time that I play. So we grab the hook and then bring it down, attach it to that little supply cache, and then we come back up and we've got a thing where we can kind of reel it in almost like a fishing pole. But again, it's, a winch, and it comes up on the ship and then breaks open, and we've got some new supplies that we can use. Oftentimes it comes with way more than just that one. So this time I guess we just sort of got unlucky. This is going to have to go right into the ship anyway. So now I think we're fairly well ready to go. Oh, you know what I could do real quick? Oh, I accidentally just loaded that up with fuel again. Shit. I'm going to go water this plant so that I can, and I never had this much trouble before. Maybe because I wasn't trying to chew bubble gum. And oh yes, we watered the flower. Sweet. So now it should grow good, I guess. I didn't water it the first time that I played, so I don't know. Anyway, let's get this thing a-moving, I suppose. Get her fired back up as soon as we get free of this door ahead of us. If I'm able to get free of the door. I might have to go underneath of the water. Maybe open this up a little bit. Yeah, it looks like it. Maybe that's why we needed the winch even, was to open this, or to get access to like an area we weren't before. Yep, I see it. There's a button down here. Man, imagine before that to open up like the gate to this place, you would have to have somebody down here to like push this button. Wild. Okay. So now our ship should be able to, well, it's freed and that we can continue traveling forward. And let's get to moving, I suppose. Well, as soon as we can actually clear the door, and then once we get sort of freed even more, I'm gonna get the sails ready to go. I don't think it wants us to go too fast, though. Simple fact is, you know, it's still got, well, one, it's got to load. Two, it's got to, like, it's got things that it sort of wants to do as far as telling the story. Like earlier, it wouldn't let me go crazy fast while that storm was coming in, or that tsunami was coming in, because that was part of the storytelling. And there, too, it wouldn't let me go too fast for a minute because it was trying to do something, I guess. Now, perfect. Now we can hop up, grab the hook. You can see we've got some waves and stuff here now. That's not really a gameplay mechanic, but it does look cool. So I lock that into place. Perfect. And I put this in a position where... Perfect. Maybe I move it back just a little bit. Aha. Now we're getting hella speed. And we're doing okay on fuel despite the couple of fuck-ups that I've had so far. So... yeah, I guess we're actually doing okay. I'm going to get on the front of the ship so I can maybe get a little view of how we're doing and what we have coming up and stuff. Of course, that means I'm not quite able to see the... oh, hey, I just got an achievement. Stand at the prow of the vessel while traveling at full speed. Of course, I'm not able to see our radar, but that should be more or less fine. I can't believe that this is the top speed. We get speed upgrades later. Maybe that means top speed for the point of the game that you're at, because pretty certain that this isn't as fast as you can go. And we'll refill this thing with fuel. I also see my radars kicking back on. I wonder what... Nah, it kicked back off. Maybe we didn't even have anything coming up. Who knows? So. I see that engine's getting just a little bit too hot. Yeah, cool her down a little bit, and then we'll kick the engine back up to move fast again. Like, we'll burn more fuel. And then I'll probably readjust my sail to make sure that we're traveling at optimal speed if we aren't already. Yep, we're headed just as fast as we possibly can. Fuel is doing okay, not great, but it's whatever. I also think this time I may burn the music box because I didn't find myself using it a lot the last time that I played, so... kind of looks like we might have a storm a-brewing in. If we do, I might have to drop the sail if it's a little bit of a pain. We also may get hung up on this buoy that I see coming, and we might want to be hung up so that... No, it doesn't look like it. Sometimes at these buoys, yep, I was going to say there's supplies underneath of the water so that you're able to actually clear the buoy. And it does kind of look like that's the case. I'm going to grab this water and kind of put it out just a little bit, and then now hold up just a second. Yeah, it's to our left, that supply cache. I'm not sure that I could even get it anyway, but I'm going to drop the sails and then maybe get another bead on where it is on the radar and then head down there and go grab it. So it's to the bottom left. Hopefully it's not something that I need the winch for. If it is, I guess I'll just come back and get the winch. But if we got a storm a-brewing in, I definitely want to make sure that I have as many supplies as I'm able to. So if I move this out of the way, what is down here? Surely not a thing I have to winch. Yep, it is a thing I have to winch. Man, I was going to say I should have brought the hook, but I would have probably dropped it whenever I went to interact with that... whenever I went to interact with that little sliding door or whatever. So we're headed back down. Ooh, whoa, a whale. That was a little bit spooky. I really don't like underwater animals either. They're animals, right? Yeah. They don't call them something goofy like... I guess there's, plants and animals, and those are the two basic types of living beings. So let's reel this up. It probably ain't going to have shit in here, but that's fine. I do like that you can kind of automate the winch a little bit. Like you can just click it and leave it, and then it'll continue rowing it in, so that's nice. It also, the winch length is very, very, very forgiving. What do we got? How about two? No, we got one simple duffel bag. Shoot. Oh, well. I think what I'm going to do, let me hit that thing, see how much that, oh, I meant this to refuel it. See how much that fuels it. Yeah, kind of mid amount. I also see it still says I didn't collect everything from back there, so maybe I should go back and just take another quick look. I'm not going to go back there and screw around too much longer, and I doubt very highly that there would be two things that I would need the winch for. Maybe it'll be something else that I'm able to burn, perhaps. I don't see anything down here. I guess I'll check this little boat type deal again, just make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, I do see something here. It appears to be, oh, yep, another damn music box. Well, I'm more than happy to be burning music boxes in this playthrough. Again, they don't really do anything. You have to interact with them to play music, so, and all the music is the exact same. I'll head in the bottom way so that I can put some of this stuff on the little hook type deal, the conveyor belt type deal. And then, okay, we're good to go. I don't want to, I'm going to put this down on a hook as well as the other music box that we have, just because I don't want to be jumping and accidentally hitting that button and feeding it a lot more shit again. And I might end up even using the light, because the light's not really doing me a whole lot right now, but it is about to get dark, so I guess we'll have to see. I'll put that, well, fuck it, put it on this hook, and then later I'll just hit the button twice, I suppose, unless I run into more supplies. Okay, let's get this sumbitch rocking and rolling. I know that we're stopping for supplies quite a bit, but whenever it comes to the end of the game and we have no supplies, you'll be glad that I did it, I promise. Kind of maybe like a parental mentality, as far as, like, you know, maybe you'll understand when you're older. So waiting on that to fire up, I guess. I'm going to grab this repair tool because I see a couple things around the ship that might need repaired. Let me jump on this some more. There we go. Now we can get moved up to faster speed at least. I see some more stuff that I can repair up top. It looks like maybe the sail and maybe something else. I'm not sure. Oh, wow. And then while I'm up here, I am going to get the sail raised and then maybe adjust it to, you know, go faster. I see we've got some rain a-pouring. Let's see. How about back some? Whoops, not me. I accidentally grabbed the repair tool. Let's see, let's go forward a little bit. Oh, it's like completely locked in place. There's nothing I can do. Okay, well, I'll leave you to it then, I guess. Sail. And I'll head down here. I need to, whoops, I just heard the sail get struck with lightning. Need to refuel this a little bit. And there we go. At least we got the engine running full bore. There we go. And then I'll grab the one of these repair tools, go up, maybe repair it. I don't know if having the mast up is even the best idea, but I guess if it lets us move the least bit faster, it's fine if it gets struck by lightning a few times. Or maybe it didn't even get struck by lightning. I don't know. I thought I heard it get struck by lightning, and I see some smoke, but that might just be my ship. Who knows? Whoops. Well, I guess I can get away with accidentally pressing that button there and then. I need to, there we go, put that down there. At least this storm isn't too bad just yet. It would be bad, I guess, if I needed to use that radar earlier to hunt up more supplies in the middle of the storm, but thankfully I didn't. So, and then we'll close out of that. Perfect. Kick that up in the middle so it isn't just shooting water all over the place the next time that I turn it on, and kick another thing of fuel into here. I think my sail might be a little bit fucked. I'm gonna go up and take a look at it and see. Oh my goodness, we are the way the oh yeah, it still isn't letting me adjust it. I wonder if that's bugged. Oh well. Probably not. It's probably just has to do with the storm. On the bright side, it looks like we're almost out of the storm already, so that's good. I don't know what the next thing we interact with is, but it's probably coming up just as soon as, yikes, we get through this storm. So what I'm gonna do, let this run a little bit longer before I bother going up and trying to repair that. Wow, we are moving slow. Okay. Give me the repair tool. I'm going to go up and try and repair it, I suppose. Let's get this fuel burning as hot as we can. Good. Pump another thing of, or get the engine burn as hot as we can. Get another piece of fuel in it, and then I'll repair this bad sumbitch so that hopefully we can get to moving through the storm very fast again. I'm a little bit, you know, I don't want to screw around here as much as I can avoid it. So, hey, we got through the storm, okay. Still want to be moving just as fast as I really can, though. And that was our first storm. Really wasn't so bad, especially compared to the last storm that we ended up... Yeah, the fucking button might be bugged. Yeah, I do think the button's hella bugged. Rip. Okay, well, whenever I take my break in between recording sessions, I can... Or if this thing ever gets reloaded for whatever reason, it'll probably be fixed then. Hopefully it'll be fixed then. I thought that was an American flag that we just passed, but I don't believe so. Phew. So we made it through that storm. That was kind of easy. Oh yeah, I put the fuel in the back room. I forgot. I was wondering how I avoided hitting the button so much the last time that I played, and it was because I put that fuel in the back room the last time I played. Now, we should probably have a buoy coming up. I see we have a lot of supplies coming up, so we'll see why that is in just a minute, I guess. In the meantime, I'll put the fuel up. Yeah, I anticipate we'll hit a stop here very soon. I guess I can maybe get the... get this ready to put out the fire. Okay, so where all do we have? We have somewhere below us that I can explore for supplies. I don't think I'll need the hook, but, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that I've been wrong about that, so I guess we'll see. How far... I always mix up the zoom in and the zoom out buttons. So, oh boy, this is getting a little bit eerie. I see two pieces of luggage here. I do think we'll be traveling down this way later, though, so I'm debating in my head whether or not I even really care. I guess maybe I should just go ahead and come down and get the other piece of luggage. I'm a little bit sleepy right now. I'll go to bed whenever I'm, like, you know, ready to go to bed, but this water, the sound effects are, like, not doing me much good as far as staying awake. 2 Let's Plays that I've ever done that have ever really made me sleepy. This is one of them. The other one had to be Mysteries Under Lake Ophelia. That game was just way too chill for what I was doing. Maybe it's the water sound effects. I used to have this little water machine that I would keep near my bed that kind of like dropped water. It didn't sound like the bubbling sort of sound effects that you have here. But it sounded like rain, sort of, and that was my earliest experience with like the white noise machines or whatever. Do I have anything broke? I do have something broke, so let me go ahead and grab one of these repair tools. But anyway, I had to get rid of it because I didn't realize. I woke up like after a couple mornings in a row. I was like, "Why the fuck is my floor wet?" And just the way that it was made, it like leaked a very little bit of water every time you used it. So unfortunately, I had to get rid of it now. On YouTube, though, there's a lot of... Ooh, I see something, like, directly in front of us. Am I, like, missing something? Maybe it's on the other side of this wall. So, I'm going to go mess with that a little bit, I guess. Climbing this ladder and seeing what's on the other side is what I'm messing with. But anyway, I like white noise a little bit, kind of relaxing thing. Same way as being underwater. I enjoyed Subnautica, actually. It's a pretty chill game. I'm trying to think. There's like years ago, back in like 2016-17, they had some kind of water game that was popping off. I remember just about the same time that No Man's Sky was out and kind of going off. So, do I do something with this? Oh, you know what? I do got kind of an idea what we do. What if we turn this around? Yeah. And then I'm going to take this with me because I sort of remember what we're doing, but I also sort of don't. So, oh, that looks like there's an elk moving in the background, or some elk, female elk and male elk. I assume they're both called elk. You can see some plans for cities behind us, so that's kind of interesting. I assume I'll need this repair tool for in here. The first time that I played this, I'm pretty sure that I immediately dropped this onto the ship, which if I'm recalling correctly, that was a mistake because I had to go all the way back down and get it. So but I guess we'll see here in just a second. We are about to get our next upgrade, again, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to put this right there. If I hit this button, does it do anything? No. Okay. It's actually, I believe, we take this tube and we attach it here, and then it weighs it down. Okay, so we're headed down. Is this the direction I would even like to go? Is another good question. Okay, so now then, we're just gonna keep going down. Okay. Do I want to? Maybe I like get rid of that. No. Do I have to go back up? Maybe. I don't think so. Well, here's what we're gonna do. Let me just grab this hook in case I need it. I don't think I will, but just in case. And move it a little bit to the right, because I think we're actually going to head down. I'm just not sure, how that's going to happen yet. Maybe I climb back up it. Maybe I need it to be a suck instead of a shoot water. I guess we'll see once I get up here, huh? But this is our next upgrade. It's a kind of submersible upgrade, which you'll be able to tell a little bit more whenever we actually... was I meant to go up? Surely I wasn't meant to go up. Oops, accidentally hit my head. I guess I'm going to put it on suck and then see what we're supposed to do. Oh, you know what I should have did? I just thought of this, is I should have just left it hooked in there. I guess if it ends up fucking up, then I could just leave it hooked in. So, let me go, not down that way, maybe down to the right. Perfect. Okay, hook her up. So we drain it of water. You know what I bet? Okay, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I need to not be on this thing, and I need to adjust it in such a way that it's like floating, sort of. You'll see what I mean whenever I go to do it. But I guess first what we could do is see what's up here at the very top before I got to have a certain amount of water in this thing. Or maybe not. Maybe whatever the fuck that is what I have to do. I'm not sure. I see it's got the module that we can install. Wow, we just keep going up, huh? Okay, so if I turn this switch, what does that do? Whoa, that's kind of like the thing that's around my neck a little bit. I guess I'm gonna head down there. This kind of reminds me of it wasn't there some... Oh man, this music's getting a little intense for what's happening. Let me get on this. Okay, if I hit that button, it drops this. Okay, that's what I thought. Now I'll go down. Okay, so that's actually what's going to carry the module for some fucking reason. I can't believe that you really had to do it that way, but oh well. Now I can go get that. Hook and bring it over here just as soon as this thing opens. What happens now? Okay, that's what I figured might happen, but I wasn't sure. Figured it might crush me or something too. But the hook isn't even that far. Perfect. So we grab the... I see it's here in the door. And then we hook it up to that. So you can move the module around using the physics of this area. And those elk are just kind of chilling. I'm glad they aren't affected by the fucked up weather like we are. I don't think that's gonna cut it. Yeah, it isn't gonna cut it because we don't have that thing reeled in yet. Here, hold up. Oh, it is reeling it in currently. Okay, well never mind, we're fine. And then it should flip to the other side, and then once it is, we can lower it down onto our ship. Perfect. I'll just lower it. Oh, I thought I could leave it there. That's fine. We'll hold it. I can take a look at that pretty elk in the top right. Elk steak. Very, very good. I've had it several times in my life. Very tasty meal. I've always kind of liked burgers and stuff. And elk are just one of the ones that I think taste particularly good. So now we've done, I believe, everything that there is to do up and in there. So now I'm going to... whoops, I accidentally installed it. That was kind of a mistake, but oh well, it needed started. And now we've got a new place where we can hook into with that water sucker or blower that we have in our ship. So first thing I want to do, drop the sail so it doesn't fuck up anything. I think it'll drop automatically if it has a reason to drop. But now the next thing that I want to do is to grab this thing that's going to blow water and hook it into there. And so this is why fuel sort of becomes really important. It's because you're going to spend a lot of your time underwater. And if you do spend a lot of your time underwater... Ooh, I see... Hold up, let me just pause this for 1 second. I see the fuel that we haven't grabbed yet. If you spend a lot of time underwater, you won't get a lot of use out of the sail. So you want to try your best to, conserve fuel as you're able to. Okay, so I'm going to get this thing started going down even more. I see the engine, it looks like, could use a little bit of a repair. Oh, that's a duck that I grabbed. I was keeping the ducks on another playthrough too. There's no reason to do that. I'll use this repair tool. Hopefully it'll repair the last little bit of this engine that's kind of fucked up. Perfect, it's back in working order. And then you kind of want to leave this, you can like adjust your sub by like, putting the lever where you would like it. And it's best to kind of adjust it as well as you can down here. Like right now I can go up or down by adjusting that lever. Okay. Whereas like before you might have seen me kind of walk around the ship and just do whatever I was sort of feeling. Now, you'll see me spend a lot of time on the lever as I need to. I see we'll have some more supplies kind of coming up. I'm just going to zoom out so I can maybe see them if they start coming our way. I don't know that I'll stop and get them. I guess it sort of depends on what they are. Man, we're underwater now. This is sort of eerie a little bit. It's not like scary, but it's sort of surreal. Man, I'm doing okay on fuel, which is a little bit surprising to me. I also see one of the... let me turn this to water real quick. Yeah, we'll have to come up, but I did want to put that out so that I could hop out of my ship and go get these supplies. I saw that there was some below me. Okay, wow, that's actually quite a bit of supplies. I'm glad that I stopped and got them. So we'll put 2 on, 1 in, and then the light I'll put in the back of the ship just in case it's the lights are surely going to get burned because the inside is actually a lot more illuminated, I feel, than the last game, but that's just how I'm feeling. I haven't had any of the stuff that you can use to fuel your ship actually fuck it up, so that's kind of nice too. Man, like basically 4 things of fuel. That's quite the haul. And then head up, perfect. And I'll plug this one in, and then we'll also have to put this on here and have it raised. Okay, coming up. A little bit more, it'll have to come up. That's good. And then forward. There we are. Sweet. Now, nowhere to go before. Now, I kind of forget what the next stop is. I actually, we might be headed for that underwater city or whatever, which would be kind of interesting. I'm kind of scraping the ground a little bit, so I'm bringing it up. Perfect. Now lock it into place. That's good. Send her forward, and we just barely cleared that rock there, it looks like. I see we're not doing great on the engine heat. Have it blow some water. And I think we're going to have to go down more. Yeah, I see some supplies ahead that we'll have to go down for. Nice. Oh, I see we're just about out of fuel too. I haven't really been paying much attention to that. It's gets a little bit confusing as you come to juggle more and more things. I'm sure you understand. But at least this is you spend a lot of time underwater here, but this game doesn't become like a wholly underwater game from here on out, so that's nice. That was one of the things I was a little bit worried about whenever I played this game and I got to this part. I was like, well, fuck, I guess we're underwater from now on. Let me kind of get this where it's shooting water on the engine. I also wish that lever wasn't exactly where it was, but that's fine. I guess I should stop and get that fuel that's back there. It looks like it's a lot further than it is, so I'm gonna run back here and grab it. It's hard to tell what. Oh wow, 3 pieces of luggage. Man, they were a lot friendlier to you here at the beginning than I remember them being. I remember kind of running out of fuel pretty fast. If I plug that in, so then we put one in up in the main fuel, like the tank, and then I'm sorry, if I put one in the tank and then I'll put one, I don't know, maybe down here. I'm trying to think where I would prefer to have this fuel. Normally I would put it in this room that I'm standing in now, but the issue with that is I already see myself jumping, hitting a button, and wasting the fuel, so keeping it a little bit efficient for me to grab isn't worth me potentially wasting, 4 more things of fucking fuel like I did at the very beginning of the game. But that is done and over with. Let's get this flame, I guess, kind of fired back up. I'm going to move this over to suck out of the ballast. I think that's what that's called, is the ballast. That much I should probably know, as I do play a little bit of Barotrauma too. That game, much less relaxing. And I also believe that we should be able to now surface, so that's nice. So I can go back to using my sail once I am free of down here. But let me pull out just a little bit. Okay. Phew, we're all good. Then that, yep, we're I just wanted to make sure. It almost didn't feel like we were rising there for a second, but we should break free of the water, and as soon as we do, I'm going to switch it to water so that I'm able to spray down our engine. Aha. Perfect. Now we've surfaced, and I can switch this to water. Oh no, the engine's going to blow. Oh, whew. We got clear of it just in time, it looks like. I see we've got some more supplies coming up here. I'm going to go under the water maybe and get a look at them, see what they are. If I can grab them as we pass by them, I might do that. Might do it. Nah, we still got a little ways to go before we run into it, I think. Phew. I'm just glad that we're out from under the water. We might have passed it. Nah, we're still coming up on it. Looks like 2 things, so it may be worth stopping. Actually, it might be somewhere that we have to stop. Who's to say? I see we're kind of coming up to a fairly... Whoa, what the hell's that? Something broke? I've never had to just push that in before. Oh, what the hell is happening? That's very odd. I think it... Oh yeah, I do think it's broke. Okay, well, let me grab the repair tool. I see we're passing supplies there. I'm not really going to go too crazy over it, as we're doing okay on fuel. I also, have come to terms with burning some of this stuff that's in here. So, okay, so we've stopped. I do need to water down the engine so it doesn't burn up my fuel. And then I guess we're going to head down. I bet I have to use the winch to grab a hold of something down here, if I had to guess. And then I'll be able to move. Or is it this thing I got to go down into? Nope. Okay, searching a little bit more to the left. Yep, and then I'll need the winch for right there. Gotcha. I can make that happen. Alright, so I don't think it automatically pulls. No, it sets to neutral. I was wondering what it would do once I actually grab the hook. And hook her into there. Great. Come back up and I guess set it to pull. It should be in an alright position to open that. I hope I don't have to go to the left. That would be a little bit annoying. So how does that do? Oh, that's just perfect. Is it still pulling? Oh, it's still pulling. Great. And then once I'm down there, I'll probably free it if I have enough space already. But we'll see once I'm down here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just free it. Okay. So it'll hopefully auto reel in. I see we've got a door to the left. Anything to the right? No. It looks like some of that same sort of paraphernalia where like they've got these flags of like some great country all hanging around, but this time it appears to be underwater. So unfortunately, you know, one of their great works is now destroyed, it sort of seems. And it's also, you can see paintings of these guys in the background, so maybe this was like their original sort of HQ, and the other places are just sort of like telling the story of it a little bit, if you want to think about it in such a way. You know, I'm trying to put it in kind of basic terms so as not to overly complicate this, even though it's a game that, like, you know, you kind of have to make statements about it wholeheartedly, and like you have to speak with authority on it, because otherwise people would become confused, even though that there's some ambiguity to it. I read a thing recently that said it's actually harder for people to understand like things that might happen instead of things that actually did happen. So, for example, if you talk to somebody, it's harder for them to understand like how would you feel this morning if you hadn't eaten breakfast than it is to like it's harder to understand like like what if situations. So like if you didn't eat breakfast this morning, how would you have felt? Think about that for a second. That's not that hard. But if you hadn't ate breakfast, you would know definitively how you felt. And they say that like this is like kind of the like the ground floor in terms of like empathy. I don't know. It was kind of a lengthier article that I was reading, and it was kind of stupid. But I don't necessarily know what the point of it is, and maybe that's part of the problem. But it didn't seem to me like. Oh man, whoa! I don't remember this part, but this big ass door should open if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully that frees us so that we can travel quite a bit, but I'm not sure that it does. I guess we'll see once I actually sort of break free here a little bit. Wow, and I can still move during this cutscene too. That's kind of beautiful. Hope the camera doesn't get fucked up as I continue to move upwards. There's a part in this game that I was actually able to break it, sort of. I didn't break it on purpose, so don't tell Mom. But yeah, I accidentally like fucked this game up a little bit at one point. I fell like sort of through the map, and I'm kind of interested to see if I'm able to replicate it, which I'll show you here shortly if I am. Well, it's towards the end of the game, so okay. I'm getting kind of like that's a good enough spot, and then let's start this bad sumbitch up. Yeah, good thing, like I said, they keep giving us a lot of fuel, and that deer is another decoration I carried with me to the end of the game. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have an achievement, or if it does, I've already gotten it, so I'm just trying to make the most, I guess, out of the things that I collect this time around, knowing kind of how useless they are. I just thought maybe there might be some cool stuff at the end of the game if I kept some of this shit around, but unfortunately was not the case. So is this thing fucked up again? It is. I wish I knew what I was doing that's fucking that up. Maybe I can't like continue to handle the button whenever it doesn't want me to. I'm not sure. I do know for sure though that I want to pump that, and then I also want that to resurface us, so if I run into a buoy or something, I can use the sails to help me pass it. Not that it necessarily I think I'll run into a buoy, but we'll have to see. Okay, so let's put this fuel back up, head up to the topmost floor, head up to where the sail is. Oh, and now we're stopped. I might have to go underwater. Shoot, that's my own bad, I suppose. Should have kind of anticipated that, maybe, as it had me underwater before. Okay, what am I kind of goofing up? I guess we'll have to back it up just a little bit. Yeah, and then I'm going to get this refueled and stuff. I know you can't see for shit, and I can't see for shit either, but I promise we're doing something and that it makes sense. Gonna rehook this piece of fuel and then get us moving the correct direction. I see as we're headed down, this is probably going to end up, I'm getting a little, there we are. Whew. So far, I'm hoping that this Let's Play is going alright. This game is a lot longer than the first game, and not necessarily as much happens until we get to the later part of the game, so I'm hoping that this one kind of turns out okay as a Let's Play. But I did want to cover this one after the first arc because 1, it's pretty. 2, it's like a pretty simple game. 3, I can play with my controller, so you know that already gets a bunch of points in my book. But okay, we probably cleared the yeah, but it looks like we're like under some kind of a facility. I was gonna say it looks like we've cleared the shit. Like that little piece of metal that was kind of keeping us this far underwater. Let's just go ahead and set it to come up as I refuel and then get back on this thing. Hopefully, yeah, we're about to resurface here in just a second. There we are. And the engine stopped from what looked like it was going to be overheating, so that's good. Now, yep, we break free to the surface here. And I'm going to let the engine go so it can maybe cool down a little bit, even if it dies down just a shade. And then I'm going to rehook the sail up, as it has been a little bit since I've actually had this thing running. Phew. Now we grab that, bring it down. I wonder if the sail's going to work now. Yep, it is back to working. So that's good. At least before, whenever it was fucked up too, it was broke kind of in a way that like I didn't have to worry about the sail running into any of the stuff on the side. Like, I'm going to try and dodge that rock there. I'm worried if I put it too far out to the side, it might fuck it up. There we are. And I'll head down. It looks like the engine's about to maybe die out. It's about a third. That's fine. Phew. And then we should be coming up on another maybe buoy and then like a little challenge area soon. Not like a challenge, but like another puzzle type deal we have to complete. I guess we'll see as we come up on it. I can feed another piece of fuel to this. Nice. A little bit worried about the heat, but that's fine. I also see our radars pop back up, so that's almost an assurance that we've got a buoy coming. I'm trying not to, or trying to keep an eye on it, make sure that that engine isn't going to overheat. We should be fine, I would assume. I see we hit some rocks up here, which is exactly what I was coming up to maybe prevent. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Let that hit that, I guess. Not that I could have stopped it even if I wanted to, and believe you me, I did kind of want to. Okay. Reset the sail back up. I just came up to the top part of the ship where the mast and the sail is just a little bit too late, and lock her into place. Now, I do want to grab the repair gun. What game has a fucking repair gun in it that I and that has like invaded and infested my mind? Okay, so that's in position. What if I move this more to the right and put her into place? Oh, a little bit to the left now, maybe. Yes. And perfect. Now this thing is now that this thing is a rolling, I'll go down and put that fuel up. Looks like our repair tool up, and I guess feed it some more fuel. Yeah, I guess it would break it if you're like trying to pump it too much or something. I never had that issue whenever I played it the first time. I don't think I ever had to repair this fuel thing the first time, but oh well, first time for everything. I see we've got something on the radar dead ahead, so see what that is here in just a second. Man, we are really, really hauling ass, huh? Oh, wow. And I see our, oh, we're going to hit that. Shit. Oh, boy. Oh, it does look like it was just kind of pushed out of the way. Oh, here we are. We're at the place where we can do the puzzle now. Okay, so we're back. It's day 2 of recording. I had to take a little snooze and go to work, but now we're back with more FAR. I happened to look at the radar while I got back to where we were, because the checkpoint was just a second ago, and we have to go up. I saw there's a few things to collect up here anyway, so I do sort of remember like what we're to do here, but I also kind of sort of forget. Firstly, it looks like there's quite a bit for us to collect in terms of supplies up here, so that's good. Firstly, oh man, it looks like all that shit's gonna, well, some of it's up there. Ooh, I really like this one. I don't think I collected this before. It's like a little carousel. I'll go ahead and burn it so I don't get too attached to it. And It's still playing. I don't know if I'll have to go continue up or down from here. I remember whenever I played this last time, it just kind of stuck in my head. I did get like kind of sort of lost here a little bit, so I might have to go under too. Uh-oh, crashing? Okay, it seemed like we were going to crash there for a sec, but my computer thankfully recovered there in the nick of time. I had to alt-tab and look at a few things, but yeah, I don't know. Hopefully this doesn't turn into one of those Let's Plays, like my gun Let's Play or my Lost in Vivo Let's Play, where I just like I had glitches the whole time I was playing them. The fucking gun game, I remember, just kept crashing and crashing and crashing on me, but it did that on every console I've ever played it on. Regular Xbox, Xbox 360. I think I even had it for the PS2 at one point. It just was not having it. So I think I'll probably have to go underneath of this shit that's in my way. Yes. And then what is on the other side? Because I probably don't have to go too far, right? Okay, well, I saw there was a little blip on my radar, too. It looked some distance ahead. Okay. Well, and I don't think I can fit this ship if I take it underwater in between those. And I'm not sure even if I did that what that would help with, because we've still got a gate that's blocked on the other side. I think what I'll have to do, let me head back up and see if there was anything else to be had on top of this structure that I'd started climbing before. Like I say, it's this part, it didn't like stump me, but I do remember this is the first part of the game that I was confused. Oh, you know what? I see it to my left here. We've got stairs that we can take up. Okay, good. Well, at least I took the time already to move all that shit back down to the ship and then almost crashed my game, apparently. This is, I don't know, a kind of cool segment, I guess. Wind will blow every once in a while, and you have to hold on to these little parts of, do they call them chinks in the, nah, like a chink in the armor is what I'm thinking of, but like little chinks in this chain where you can hold on to it and the wind won't blow you away. I think it's kind of cool. I feel like something like this was also in God of War or maybe one of the Sly games. It's been forever, and I've played so many games, and those games that I'm thinking of are now surely almost 20 years old. So I probably wouldn't be able to remember very well if there is a standout segment where that does happen. Now, I believe once I actually, get over here, the wind becomes less of a problem, or no, we just fall down. Okay, so I want to kind of get a look at my surroundings before we go gung-ho down this ladder. So it looks like I've got something there for fuel and some water, but I don't really need anything just yet. What if I hit, well, there's no fuel, so I can't do anything with that. Let's see what this little blue button here on the middle does. Looks like maybe a winch of some kind. I'm not certain. And then there's this here in the middle, which, it isn't even on, so that's okay. I guess let's head all the way down. Maybe there's like, oh, okay, I see here's some of these hooks. Oh, I see, that's what I was hitting before, were those that this is like that luggage carrier button, like that we have on the ship, and that was at the beginning of the game. Hook it up, perfect. And now I'll have to move this little raft into position. Your character lets go of things very, very easily, unless it's like extremely required that they hang on to them, it seems. Okay, I see there's a button there too, but I think this thing that we're about to mess with is going to rotate. So that should load the first item. Yep, you can see it coming up there in the background. Can I zoom in on that? Kinda. Now, if I press this, because I kind of sort of remember what we're doing here. I believe we have to, like, get this lit up, and then we're, like, charging, like, a battery type deal. Yeah, you can see it on the left there. It's got, like, a little energy bar. Now, the reason that this thing is up here is so you can shoot water on this engine. keep it cooled down as you charge this thing. But whenever it gets, again, it's like a battery type deal, so it'll get fully charged here in just a minute, and then that's all that you have to do. I could probably go through the trouble of bringing the rest of this luggage that it doesn't look like we're going to necessarily use back to the ship, but I don't know. No reason to go that hard over it, I suppose. I also have already goofed up and accidentally... oh, man, that stuff comes back really quick, or like drains really quick. That's my own fault. I'll be more... I guess it doesn't matter if I'm a little bit greedy with the... oh, boy. I see the engines warming up. There we are. Cool it back down. It's teaching you how you use this whenever it's actually plugged into your own ship, because I don't know if you've gotten the idea yet, but most of these upgrades that we get, that we have a little mini game for, whatever, are like the mini game that we do is related to the ship upgrade we're about to get. So this should load us up. Oh, it is rotating. I knew it. Oh, God. And so this should also open this big-ass door that we had ahead of us. Okay, is there anything else that I would like? No. Not that I even think that I could have any of this, even if I did want it. So this should... Yes, release that. And then I think there's that hook that we had way... Well, no, the hook was at the bottom. I don't know. Well, it should be at the bottom now anyway. So I'm not sure how we're going to go about loading this. Maybe there's a new kind of a winch deal or something up here at the top. Well, similar to the last winch that we had anyway. What about up here? Can I hit the... Oh, okay, so that goes left. So we'll have to drop this down, kind of like a fishing hook almost. And then that'll grab a hold of this little battery, and then we can reel it back up. Now, do I have to keep a hold of this? Yeah, it looks like it. That's okay, though. And then once it gets up here, it'll probably lock into place and open this door to our left. Aha, I knew it. And then now we're locked into this little mechanism type deal in here, and we just have to travel along this chain that we were on earlier. There we go. Now we're getting into the pace of things. We're flying. Shame we can't take this across the the water. Be way more boring game though, I guess. So now that we're over top of our ship, I can drop this what's going to be our new upgrade to the ship down to the ship, our ship, the Okomotive, and plug it into the same place we've been plugging in the other batteries. And then I don't really give a shit if that reels back in, or maybe I should give a shit because it might not. Nope, we're allowed to leave. Alrighty. So we're coming down. Good thing I wasn't, I've already made amends with not carrying all that shit from the place that we just were. Okay, so let me put this hook back down. I want to kind of get everything in order for us to have a clean send-off. Let me raise the sail. Oh yeah, I can't probably move this at all because I got the big ass rock to the side. That's fine. So we engage our new upgrade and plug it in. Perfect. It should rotate. I forget how many more upgrades we have. Maybe one or two after this, if this isn't the last one. But this is pretty handy because now we've got like a little boost button whenever we do the same thing that we did on the little mini game type deal that we just did. So is there anything else that I can think of that I might need before we get started and head out? So there's all this stuff. I want to make sure that these are all loaded up and ready to go because I don't want to waste any supplies once we actually take off. And it looks like we're ready to go. Everything looks fine. So let's have our great little lift off here. So you'll notice that the bar, whoops, that's out. Here we go, in. That bar will start filling up once we actually get this thing to the blue. Yep. I guess maybe this is just about as good as a view as you could get. Anyway, now it's kind of more important that we manage the heat of our engine, as we're gonna keep it running pretty hot for the rest of the game. So this, I know it kind of looks like we're getting close to the end of it, but it's actually a little bit of a bar behind it, so or a little bit of a bar behind this little black section of the ship that kind of blocks it off. So a lot of times, at least whenever I was playing this game the first time, and maybe you guys feel the same way now, is that whenever you think that you should have a full bar, you actually don't. And I actually think that this part of the game takes a little bit less of the battery. Like, it takes less to charge it, so that's kind of nice, I suppose. But now we're ready for takeoff, and you can see how much faster we're going through the water. Look at this thing without any sails or anything, how fast it's just ripping and tearing through the water. Whoops, I accidentally loaded that, but that's fine, hopefully. So we're on blue there. What I wanted to do was to go up and re-raise the sails, as it looks like they've gone down for some reason. And again, you want to make as efficient use of all of your supplies as you possibly can. Oh man, look at this. We're free to go out onto the ocean. I can't wait to get on the bow of my ship and look out over everything. That'll be really pretty. Let's see, maybe go back a little bit. It looks like the headwind's coming from that angle back there. Nope, looks like I was dead wrong. How about forward a little bit? And then a little more, and lock her into place. And my engine's probably just about, yep, I figured it'd be just about died out. Let me pump this back up, and once I have it pumped up, then I'll get on the front of the ship so we can look out over all this ocean and see some of this pretty stuff. I don't imagine that engine will completely overheat by the time that I get back down. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll get kind of sort of close, but I don't think it'll be any trouble. But now, wow. Holy moly. And then, like, you can see we've got like a big ass buoy kind of out in the water. Not even big, but it's just like, you know, we're going to be seeing less and less signs of civilization as we kind of get free to travel the ocean. Holy moly, if this game isn't pretty. And it looks like it's about to turn nighttime as well. So let me reposition the sails here so that we get the optimal headwind. And then I'll head down and make sure that this thing is charging up my battery. Oh dear, we're just about out of fuel there, it seemed, for a minute. Get this charging our battery up. I see we've got our radar on, which of course usually indicates that we've got a supply cache nearby, but it's whatever. Maybe we already passed it by, who knows. Get up here just so I can see it. It also kind of sounds like our battery might be ready, because we've got like a little bit of a wearing thing downstairs. So well, it looks like we're kind of close on our battery anyway. I'm going to pump this up, spray water on it, and then the battery should surely be ready by then. Or at least that's what I'm going to call it, is a battery upgrade. It's not necessarily what it does, but it's whatever. So we'll put another piece of fuel in there. See what I mean by, you know, the fuel kind of comes hot and heavy now. So now we press the little charge, the battery. I also don't think that burns fuel, and I also don't think your engine can overheat anymore while the battery is running. So that's nice. Now this is probably as fast as you can get the ship to go. And man, are we fucking flying, dude. You can see some ice there. Looks kind of like we're getting close to some of maybe like the polar caps or something. I don't know too much about, you know, I guess ice and stuff. Wow. What a fucking pretty game. I know I also didn't mention it, but just a little bit ago we also had some jellyfish that were underneath of the water. I might have to go ahead and start loading up some of this reserve fuel that I've been saving up until now. Maybe. Well, whenever I burn that last piece, if I still have the headwind, I'll go down and remove that emergency fuel I've been saving to the primary fuel. Okay, so load that up. Oh man, we're getting a little bit rocky here. Let me see, do I still have the complete headwind? Oh yeah, we do. I guess I'll start moving this emergency fuel over. Kind of crazy just how fast this shit is came and went. It does kind of look like we might be running into some stuff here on the surface a little bit. Actually, I'm not sure what we're running into. Oh, well, we're going to knock that buoy straight out of the way. I'll go ahead and grab this little water thing, cool our engine down a little bit, press the battery button. I also saw we had our radar on, but I'm not too pressed over it because then we'll lose the boost that we get from the battery by stopping. It'll drain a bunch of it, so let me reload this up with fuel, make sure that I got the heater pumping. Nice. Surely it won't be too long until we make it to our next destination, and I've still got stuff like these lights in the back to burn. I kind of got like an emergency light here, so we're all good on supplies, and I guess I could burn some of the repair tools as we still have quite a few of those. It also does look like our mast has got damaged at some point, speaking of repair tools, so let's head up and fix that up, I guess. Man, we're kind of tearing ass across the ocean right now, huh? Okay, so that's repaired. Now do I... Yep, we locked the sail back in place. I think maybe that's what was fucked up with my stuff before, was that I didn't have the sail locked in place. Actually, what the hell? Why are we stopped? Oh, because the wind is blowing the other direction. Oh, okay. Well, then let me drop the sails. Okay. And what next? Let me head back in. Oh, I hear some hail thumping. I just put that repair tool in here. Oh man, my mast got struck with lightning. Shoot. Okay. At least we got the row part of this thing working again. I might go up and try to repair it now that the mast is dropped. No reason not to. Okay. Perfect. And then hopefully I'm close to a battery charge sometime soon. Oh, I see my engine's about to overheat. That's no good. Perfect. I would like to use maybe my next battery charge to plow right through this storm, because I don't, you know me, I don't like being stuck in these storms, especially when the wind is blowing directly at our front. We should be able to load another piece of fuel in. I'll repump up the engine and get ready for the battery. And since we're about to overheat, we're good to press the battery button and it'll keep us from overheating. Hopefully that does well to charge us through. Oh boy. Man, this thing's a fucking rockin', isn't it? Let me get to the front. And so maybe I can see a little bit ahead. Might be able to see the end of the storm, maybe. Maybe not, though. I see we've got some more rocks and mills and stuff coming up. Maybe by the time we get to this next place that we're going, the storm will have calmed down just a little bit. Now that we don't have the battery, it does seem to also be going just a little bit slower. So, unfortunately, the storm is pretty, slow pace or whatever. Or at least it sets us at a slow pace. I was looking at the Steam community forums because I wanted to see if there were any secrets to this game I might be able to show off besides the achievements. And I wasn't able to find anything, but man, a lot of people really did not like this game. The first 8 community things I saw were all people complaining about this game, which is kind of sad, but it is a lot harder. They basically just kind of talk about some of the stuff that I talked about, how fuel is scarce and stuff. It just got struck with lightning again. Come on, man, I don't even have my mast up this time. Ooh, I see we got the battery charge ready, so I'm going to go ahead and ding that. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but I don't think it consumes fuel either, so that's awesome. I guess we'll repair this again. Man, I hope I don't end up needing that charge of that repair tool that I ended up throwing in the furnace. And we're probably close to... Nah, we're still good. I was going to say we probably are close to where I need to use another... move some more stuff from reserves maybe to my fuel, but I think we're a-okay. So the engine has been cooled. I'm gonna load another piece of fuel into the engine. See what I mean? We haven't hit any stops, and it's been pretty heavy on fuel. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily because I'm burning so hot into this, but this storm, now that I can't put the sails up and they can take, like, you know, half of the fuel for me, like, or tank half of the fuel for me, that's kind of tough, I guess. So our battery charge is good to go. We got struck with lightning again. Man, I'll be glad when we're out of the storm, which does look like it's going to probably be soon, just judged on the really dark clouds that are in the background. So once again, got struck with lightning. Shit. They must know that, you know, I'll repair it every time, I suppose. And so this repair tool is now at about half, and hopefully I'll be able to raise the sails here fairly shortly. It looks like it's blowing about neutral right this second, maybe. It's blowing, like, to the side, which is kind of weird. I don't know that I've ever seen it do something like that before. I also see maybe we've got another stop coming up, hopefully, with some supplies, maybe, because we're just about out. Maybe by the time I get the sail... Well, I don't want to raise the sails if I anticipate stopping soon, so... Oh, I didn't mean to almost put the fucking engine out, but that's fine. I meant to cool the engine, not put my fire out. Hope I don't come to pay for that one, huh? So there is this. I don't think I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this fire out. Oh, okay, we moved the buoy out of the way anyway. We're probably gonna park fairly weird with this buoy being right here. But I'm gonna head down underneath of the water, see what kind of supplies we might be able to find. Hopefully there's some actual good shit down here. Also, people kind of complained about something that I sort of agree with, and that's that, like, this game is like a lot of stop and start, unlike the first one. Like it had like automatic collection for one, which was nice with the little sucker thing that was on the back of the ship from the first game. This game, you have to kind of get out and do some diving and stuff. And maybe they thought it was fun because maybe in a certain mindset, I would think that, you know, this spelunking or whatever is kind of fun. Well, maybe underwater spelunking. But just as it stands, it just kind of like pauses gameplay where I don't like really get to see how pretty the backdrop of, you know, anything is because I'm like constantly underneath of the water and moving and managing all these different aspects of the ship. Like, I would have kind of made either like the management sort of difficult, like as far as like you know, all the stuff you have to manage on your ship to make it fast, or I would have made like, oh shit, or I would have made the supplies kind of scarce. Man, I bet I missed this on my last playthrough because there ain't no way I remember picking anything up that was no fucking 6 burnables deep, dude. Or yeah, no, that's a total 7 burnables deep. Shit. Well, Christmas came early this year, fellas, I suppose. And then what I may do, I was going to see if we had the headwind. I think on the way back through, I'm going to raise the sails and then I'll drop them if need be, so I can get these supplies that are coming up. But I don't really like being stationary, you know. And I also, if we have like another stop that's just going to come up here very soon, I might as well, you know, head towards it and be working like while idle hands, you know, and whatnot. And I'll be able to keep a fairly good eye on the radar with moving these supplies in and out of the ship. So speaking of my radar, oh, that's going to hurt. It's going to ding my sails. Oh, no, wait a second. We're stopped. Okay. I'll handle that in just a second. Just as soon as I get all this shit loaded up. Because I don't want... I don't remember what happens here, but if a cinematic comes and eats all my supplies, I'm going to be so freaking upset. Only 2 more things on the back of my ship to grab. I guess I'll go ahead and hang this light to replace my other light that I threw in the fire. And... okay, you know something that's missing from this ship that was in the other Okomotive is a bed. I wonder where you're supposed to sleep in here. I don't know. This game just kind of feels like it, like they put more work into it, but there was like less care, if that makes any sense. It kind of sounds stupid, but like, you know, like there's more story to it. Well, I don't even know about that because the first game had a lot of cool stories, like telling how the Okomotives even came into existence and stuff. But this game just, I don't know. It kind of like has a focus on story. The end of it is really good. I like that. What are we moving or adjusting here? Okay, so that is sort of a tension, and then like a tension loosener and tightener. So I guess we'll probably deal with that in just a second if I had to guess. This kind of looks like, yeah, I see it in the background, like big ass cranes. Hop to the other side here. Whenever I came back and I said that this is like, day 2 or whatever, that is the second day that I'm recording, of course. But from that moment, we were almost halfway through the game. I was taking a look at it. There's like chapters to this game, and we're almost, halfway through. Now, I don't think that there's anything out this left way. No, it's a dead end. But the right way is, the direction that we have to go. I believe with the hook and stuff. What does this do? It's going to rotate it maybe? Oh, it's going to rotate this bottom part. I'm still not exactly certain what this is going to do. Well, we could probably walk out to it now, I bet. And then I can mess with it, I suppose. Let me lock that into place. I don't super remember what we're doing here because I'm pretty sure we're not gonna pick up the ship or anything. Oh, well, that locked behind us. That can't be good. What if I hit this button? Oh, well, that looks a little broke now. And then maybe oh, okay. And oh, it's a crane, or it's like a little crane. All right, so what am I going to pick up? It's surely not going to pick up the ship. I feel like anything it can grab is a little top light, bottom heavy, where it would probably break my shit. But I guess we'll see here in just a second, huh? So we drop this. What is it going to pick up? I think it's meant maybe to pick my ship up. Am I supposed to rotate this? Oh, no, I bet I'm going to grab something here. Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like there's some pieces of trash in the way. Man, that thing's... Whoa, that pulled it kind of quick. So what? Can I just leave it now, I suppose? Hopefully that's safe. Whenever I go to blow by it, I hope it doesn't come down and demolish my ship. All right, we can just hop off the side here. It didn't look like there was any, supplies or anything to grab. And then from here, I bet I was probably supposed to try to go underwater first. Let's drop the sail, get ready to submerge. I bet that's why I got so many supplies there, is because we're going to have to go underwater for a little bit of this. And if you thought, well, I mean, just imagine how inefficient the us traveling through the that rain sea earlier was, or that rainy sea, where I wasn't able to use my... You know what? I should have went underwater. I'm such an idiot. I'm just now thinking of that. That's dumb. Okay, let me get up off of the ground and then put her about there, and we are good to light her and launch her, I guess. I wish that the those supplies went all the way. So how I got the back ones, I wish those also moved forward, but it's whatever, I guess. So what I think I'm going to do is go forward till I see these supplies, and then, hold up, I'm a little bit nervous because we're fucking managing all this shit again. So once I get the supplies, we should have a battery charge, and whenever I have this battery charge, I'll use it, but not before we grab these supplies. I see we're just about charged up on the battery, speaking of which, and I might be able to reach out and grab it without too much trouble. I guess we'll see. Where is it? It's ahead, right? Yeah, I see it. Also, maybe if we get too far from our ship, it automatically turns off. It kind of seems like it anyway. Oh no, it looks like the engine is having a little burnout. Uh-oh, that's my bad. Let me grab this and then turn the water on in case I have to cool it. There we go, cool her down, re-engage the top of the engine there, and then we'll load the another piece of fuel in. I am going to go ahead and plug this in up to the top so that I can suck the air out of it, maybe get back on the surface and use the sails. Okay, well, that's good. And I also see that we might be able to use the sails. It's once again blowing that weird to the side shit. Let me raise the sails. I'm just glad they still aren't fucked up, despite the fact I had to use 100, 100 of the repair tool uses on it. It seemed. It was more like 3, but okay. So now that this is sort of in place, let me see. All the way to the left seems to be my best bet. Perfect. And then I'll go down and power this up a little bit more. Okay, I'm just kind of getting a look at all the supplies I have left. I have 3 ready on the little conveyor belt. I'll move another one into that slot too. And it sounds like my battery's almost done. And it looks like we're going to have another stop coming up. You know what? I might power through this stop. We'll have to see. Unless it's like a mandatory stop. Let me go down underneath of the water so I can maybe see this supply cache that we have coming up. Looks like I may just blow through it. Oh yeah, I just blew through it. Well, we can just forget that. Okay, so we had some more fuel. Oh, burn 100 fuel. Definitely didn't do that this run. That's definitely in conjunction with the last run that I did. I can't believe I didn't even burn close to 100 fuel in my last run, because so far we surely have burned through what, like 30, 40 or something like that. So that's kind of crazy. Turn this to the right so that maybe we can get some better headwind. Wow, almost a complete 180 from where I had the sails before. It also seems like we're kind of slowing down a little bit. Oh, I see why. Because the engine overheated. Shit, I can't believe that happened again. Seems like it's overheating a lot, but I have been able to use the sails now, so maybe I haven't been giving as much care or attention to the to my engine as I should be. It also kind of looks like it's broken a little bit, probably because of the couple of times that I've allowed it to overheat. So we'll move forward and repair that. Hopefully this will increase our fuel efficiency once again, or at least get us moving a little bit quicker, or maybe charge my battery quicker. And then I'm going to move this. Oh shit, I don't want to go out through my moon pool just yet. Load that fuel up in place, and then I'm also, I think we'll be good on not overheating, so I'm going to move this light down onto the conveyor belt. And then let me recharge this back up, the heat of the engine, and then cool down the engine. So heat up the fuel place, cool down the engine. Uh-oh, not trying to stop going forward. I wish that maybe it was a different button, that way I don't keep grabbing a hold of that lever and moving it whenever I just want to drop the water pump hose. Oh, excuse me, dear. Oh, we're stuck on something. Am I supposed to charge past this? Maybe? I guess the battery would be dead anyway by the time that I got out, so let's see if this is what we're supposed to do. No. It looks like I'm supposed to go underneath of it. Shoot. Okay. Let me hook this tank up to over here. That thankfully closes my mast automatically, so that's not nearly as annoying as it might be otherwise. Well, hopefully this is the... Oh, you know what? I better just... let me grab a hold of this and put my flame out for just a second. So that we aren't, like, you know, going forward just too much. Where it would drag against this front here, because we should have a little segment where these lights turn on as we get a little bit deeper, if I'm not mistaken, because this is a pretty underwater heavy segment. I think we got enough fuel down here to get through it, hopefully. You can see some, like, what look like colorful manta rays. I wonder if colorful manta rays kind of exist like that in real life. I know, of course, regular manta rays do. Those may not even be what those are. They kind of look like manta rays, right? Yeah. Sorry, I'm not really an underwater kind of guy. This game's sort of the epitome of my weaknesses. Well, it doesn't have anything to do with geography or firearms or anything, but oh boy, this is kind of pretty. Real shame that I'm really like right on top of this buoy or whatever this thing is. I see we're coming up also on some more supplies here shortly. I think we'll be able to get in this tube. Yeah, we just got to get knocked around a little bit. Good thing it doesn't penalize you too much for the outward damage to your hull. Otherwise, maybe that's where they decided to be forgiving in this game, is not fucking up the outward damage to your hull. I also see we've got some more blips on the radar that are coming up here shortly. Man, oh man. This is like, we're getting really, really deep. I don't really understand like how pressure can be so heavy as it is under the water. That's kind of weird to me. Let me go forward, I guess, a little bit. I don't want to go too gung-ho, I don't want to go too fast. Let me keep her about, oh wow, there's some good shit right there. Let me get a little bit ahead of it. We're not going to go, again, too buck wild, but I see I've got more supplies sort of down the way coming too. Let me put out the fire. Okay. And then I should be able to go get these supplies. There were, what, 3 of them it appeared? Yep, 1, 2, 3. I bet we just hit a light up ahead is why that music is playing. I was hoping to push some of that along the ground, but I also think it's kind of annoying, like, with the sort of fuel inefficiency thing that I was, like, complaining about. Not, like, fuel inefficiency, but, like, if you're going to make it so scarce without, like, an automatic way to collect it, like, whenever you do manually collect it, it is still so slow. Like, the first game, whenever you got the automation, it felt like, you know, you were, like, way, way, way faster, so that was nice. But, like, there's no point in the game at which, like, collecting, you know, supplies ever feels any faster, which is sort of a shame. But maybe if they ever make a third game, they'll maybe work on that. I don't know. I saw like a like a couple different threads on the Steam community discussions. I guess they have some new digital rights management (DRM) in this game, de novo. And they were like, we are open to discussing this, you know, but this is the thread for it. And I just imagine that that they like just, you know, have that as like a collection where people can talk about it, and they just have that thread muted for that. Oh, there's something. I think we're going to have to go down some more. Let me, continue to go down, at least as far as getting these supplies. That should stop burning here in just a second, because then we're going to have to go up from here. Let me grab a hold of this so that I can cool our engine down 1, and then like put out the flames. Perfect. But I think a third game would be cool. I saw some people like talking about like, so in the first game you were like, you know, you had the Okomotive that was on land. Now you have this one that's like, in the water on sea and stuff. In the third game you should have one where you like maybe you're like digging through the crux of the earth or whatever. That would be kind of cool. I guess, I don't know, just something to talk about while we're gathering up these goofy little items. So put that up, and now judging by everything, I guess I'm not going to concern myself too much with the engine just yet, because we have to rise first. So maybe I should, so that we can get hit the ground running once we're out of here. But I also see we've kind of like fixed ourselves on fuel, which is sort of important for this area, as I've already discussed that this is all pretty much underwater for a good chunk of the game coming up. So but whenever we're free, it's nice. I guess we'll just keep headed forward. I keep like thinking like, man, should I get on top of the ship and kind of look around? But that wouldn't do us no good underneath the water, now would it? I do sort of wish like you could zoom out and maybe have like the option to see what your ship looks like without seeing through it down here, because like right now I would love to see what the outside of the ship looks like. I bet it looks really fucking pretty down here. But Unfortunately, can't do that. Fuck it. Let's hit the battery. See what happens. Hit the NOS. Maybe get in a position to raise or lower us from here. Let me raise us a little bit. Oh boy. I see we hit something there. And because of the battery charge, it's... There we are. I was going to say because of the battery charge, we're getting hung up. And we're still getting hung up. Okay, there we go. That's sorted out a little bit. And then I'm going to put this there. I think I'm going to have to like steer this kind of peculiarly. Not particularly. Okay. Let me hold up. Raise it just a hair. Okay. Hold it. And then sort of, because I think I'm going to have to go down there. Or like I put the moon pool where it's right over top of it, and then whoops, we lock this down. Whoops, not that. Down, because you can see both of those are blinking, and then it locks us into place, which is just about as good as something like that gets. So I guess we'll put out the engine, even though it doesn't do us a ton of good now that I've wasted all those supplies. And we can go down to the moon pool, and we should, yep, have something that we need to do down here. So there's like this blinking thing. So let's take a little look around. We can follow these lights, and then we've got this here that we can open. Looks like a little tube. And head down said tube. Man, this music all of a sudden got really fucking loud. Holy moly. Oh, there's a deer there I can collect. We'll see if I can remember that on the way out. Use it for fuel. So there is something I'll have to move, surely. And here's something else. It kind of looks like fuel there in the background. Let's maneuver this thing first before I... So, I think what we have to do is this is kind of like another sort of battery, but in a different sense. So, that will grab a hold of the battery, and then I have to move it maybe to the left. Man, it really just suddenly calmed down with that music all of a sudden. It was really acting like something special there happened. And okay, so now we've got both of these lit up. I do appreciate that it lights up whenever you seem to be in the right place, at least. So that is like the old battery, and then we move back into place. I don't know. The engineering here is like so simple, but like really interesting as well. Like this city seems to have ran on like these automated batteries or whatever, and for whatever reason they've stopped, right? And now you're like, or not automated batteries. What the hell am I talking about? There ain't no automated batteries here. But like it ran on these batteries, and then like you can see they still have a couple batteries, but like they stopped, you know, using them. So like, are the people gone? Are the like, and if they are gone, as they evidently are, as you can't see anybody, where did they go and what happened to them? Is like, I don't know. It's weird and interesting. So that we were lucky enough to have that sort of lock into place, even though we didn't really deserve it. And I think we're done screwing with this for now. Let me make sure that there isn't anything else that I'm missing down here, because the last time that I played this, I goofed up and I accidentally forgot something that I needed to do down here. But I think we're good, as I can't operate those controls anymore. And I think we escaped through this left side, or maybe we go back up the same pipe as before. I don't think there's anything to see on the left here, but just take a little look. I always think it would be sort of goofy in a game like this to just like put something like a screamer on the left there for being stupid. I don't know. I come from like, yeah, I come from like, it's an identity, but like I remember times like back whenever that's like all YouTube would be like, check out this, you know, creepy UFO video, and then you would like take a look at this UFO or whatever, and then it would be like you know, 2 times they'd be like, but wait, did you see it there? And then it's just like a jump scare. Okay, so there's the button that we need to press. Lock this bad sumbitch into place. Looks like it's gonna maybe refuel the reserves for the oh no, looks like it's drained. Maybe these battery type deals are like, you know, I don't know. Well, it looks like it's good to go, whatever it's been doing, so, whoa. Holy moly. I can see in the background there, with the music and stuff, it really makes it like something special is going to happen. Now, before we do that, I better put these supplies all up on my ship. I do remember what happens here, but I don't remember all the theatrics surrounding this, so I am going to grab these supplies here because they're basically going to make what we're about to do a freebie, sort of. Oh man, it got me hung up on that fuel. I was hoping to knock it a little bit higher up. Okay, so then if I put this there, great. And then, man, we're already back to being fully loaded on supplies. Here at the end, it's a very cornucopia of supplies, but like you go through them just as quick. So, I guess with the foresight, as with any of these games, any of these types of games anyway, you know, it's a little bit easier on your second playthrough, which is what this is for me. So now that we're locked into place, I should be able to get this running here. So you get your engine sort of cooking and firing up, right? And I heard somebody, well, I won't talk about it for just a second so that I don't spoil anything, but you can obviously tell that. I wonder if I can zoom out and maybe see it even a little bit better. Nah, not really. I was hoping to be able to see some of the mechanical stuff going on the outside, but that's okay, I suppose. You still got the basic idea of what's happening. We got a big, cool battery in here, and we're burning. Also seems like my fuel is burning kind of more efficiently than it usually does, and I wonder if that's to make this part like a little bit easier. Yeah, see, even my battery is charging faster than it normally does. So then we pump that. Oh, yeah, here we go. So then it, like, fuels that, sort of. And now that thing from before, we're, like, you know, charging it up. Sick. Oh, man, this is... And then you get to see all these... like engineering things happen, like gears and cogs and turbines all spinning. Then we get raised. Oh wow, I also forgot that deer, but whatever. Can't go back and get it now. So now we're kind of like locked in place here, and wow, the music really makes it seem like something incredible's happening, and in terms of what we've done so far in this game, this is about to be the most incredible. Whoa. You can see in the background you've got these big, they kind of look like ley lines a little bit, sort of. Now watch this as it, as you... Sorry, the music just keeps swelling. You can see the lights and the ley lines and these pillars rising. Holy moly. Excuse me, took a little drink there. And that's that. The sunken city has risen. The city we've seen on a few of these little walls and stuff is, you know, here, I guess. A few things I want to do. Number one, let me have that suck the water out of there for the time being. I don't think that there's anything that I want to do here, or I don't even think there's anything that you really can do. I know we can climb this thing on the left. Also, it became night in a series of seconds. Man, so cool. Like, this place is obviously now, you know, completely abandoned, but like, holy shit, to get a raise this super project. Now, this should do something cool too, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it lights up all these little lights, repowers the city. Wow. So, like, you know, where in the first game, the first super really cool thing that we got to do was, like, drive this huge dreadnought locomotive or Okomotive, and in this game we get to raise a sunken city. Now we don't get to pilot the sunken city, so don't get too ahead of yourself, but this is still pretty fucking cool. Also, like, you can see there's like a pillar far out that was like above the water, so you get like this kind of, before any of this stuff rises, you get like this feeling that there's like, you know, something that's supposed to be around here, and then you like compare it to now when you can actually see all of this stuff around, and then it's like, you know, it's kind of like a little bit of like a warm-up to like before the city rises. There's like a little bit of architecture and stuff, or engineering, and you're like, wow. And then like you know, like more vestiges of humanity, like where you can see like the last things that they had around. But now it's like what you can see is like this great sunken city that we've risen from the ruins underneath of the water. I don't think the implication is that anybody's alive, but it is nice to get it turned back on. Oh my goodness, excuse me, I'm terribly sorry about that. They it's all on the Steam community forums. And somebody's like, okay, suspension of disbelief time. How was that Okomotive able to power the whole city? A whole city? I mean, come on. And my first thought was like, you're right. This fictional world is suddenly drowned in make-believe. But my second thought was like it's I think it's evidently like a jump start, right? Like you have to change the battery in it. Like, surely you're kind of thinking like, sorry, you surely can have like this suspension of disbelief a little bit that there's maybe a little bit like you can't even make it work in like a fantasy world, like for your own mind. I don't know. It's so stupid to complain about idiots online, but I just kind of thought it was funny that they were complaining that this game didn't make sense to them. And it was like, yep, you're right. This game suddenly makes no sense to me. And he's not really an idiot, I guess, but it is funny. But we're back to doing what we were before. Pilot this ship on the way out of here. Watch this. I do a lore video on this game in a year, and the only thing I complain about is like, this game doesn't make any sense. Oh, I don't know why I'm headed up there. I want to reposition the sails so that I'm catching better headwind. I don't think I'll knock into anything on my way out of here, but I guess we'll see. So we'll lock the sail into place there and go get our engine a-blowing again. How far are we on another battery? It's a little bit. I'm trying to... I hate that it, like... If you pump it too quick, it gives you a little bit of trouble. I also see we've got this more supplies coming up. I'm thinking it might be a buoy and then these supplies. I guess we'll see whenever we get a little bit closer to it. Let me kick this to water. I'm not worried about whatever those supplies are just this second. Watch, I'll greatly fucking regret that here shortly, but I guess whenever I regret it... Well, wait a sec. It still seems like it's kind of stuck underneath of us. Is it like stuck on the front of my ship? Let me see... I can't really tell. Alright, let me punch the battery real quick. Perfect. And we should be flying now. How about the sails? How are they doing? They're fine. I don't think we'll hit that. Oh, yep, we sure will. Okay, well, that's still fine. I got the repair tool anyway, so... not that we're doing very great on those repair tools. Kind of running out of uses just a little bit. I think I got probably one more after this use. Hopefully by then we get another just, like, repair tool dropped for us, but I guess we'll have to see. Let me remove this. Oh, it's... Hold up, I need to lock this top part into place again. There we go, so that it locks the sails into place. There we are. And then I'll have to repump this engine as I already feel it getting pretty low and slow. I still think we're doing all right on supplies, all things considered, as far as fuel is concerned anyway. Because that last place we just were dropped us a whole bunch of stuff, and man, it is getting foggy, I see. Yeah, okay. Because the battery, I remember thinking, was going to hurt us a little bit more whenever we charged the city, jump-started the city, but it looks to me like we're in a... Alright. Okay. Maybe I'll try and charge us up for like another battery, because I was thinking it would probably take like 3 of those like 3 fuel supplies maybe to get our battery charged all the way up for that little thing, but it ended up only being probably about 1 charge, so, or 1 thing of fuel I had to use. I'd like to get on top so that I can maybe, well, I'm not necessarily having trouble seeing through the fog, but I'd like to see what it looks like from on top of my ship. And now I've got a perfect excuse to, as the, well, hold up. I'm going to wait till our battery's charged, actually, because I didn't realize that we were so close to the battery being charged. And it looks like I'm going to have to go under the water. Okay, let me think for just 2 seconds. We'll plug this in here. Are we supposed to go underwater? I think so. I see some stuff down here anyway. Let me stop going forward for just a second. Uh-oh, my shit's... Yeah, I saw that coming. Damn it. Hopefully that didn't break anything, because I'm just about out of repair tools. Alright, so plug that in, and we're headed down. Let me see if I can't head to the bottom real quick and see any of these supplies. Wow, this is pretty deep. I also left the engine running, so I hope that I don't come to regret that. I also hear I hear the ship. Oh boy, that's coming down a little hot and quick. So let me... Well, the engine died out. I guess that's good. Let me raise it just a little bit, and then put it kind of in neutral. I see that we got some shit kind of falling in the background. There we go. That's fine. And then I'll go up via this back way here, so that I can get this last little supply, fuel, whatever. Okay, now I guess I could go ahead and put this in our little fuel thing here. I guess I'll do it after I get heated up a little bit, and then plug it in, and then have this go forward, and then set this to take us a little bit deeper, I think, because I see we've got some supplies maybe coming up. Let me get this thing burning a little bit hotter. What am I goofing? Oh, we're hung up there. Okay, I'm an idiot. Am I supposed to go to the left? I hope not. Hope I'm not supposed to go to the left, because that's not where we're headed. Headed down some. How about... Oh boy, I'm getting all kinds of hung up. You know what I think we're going to do? Just before I screw myself and get like locked in on... Hold up, let me slow this down a little bit too. I see we're going to have to get our ship positioned again. Move that forward. Raise us just a little bit. Okay, good. And then slow this way down. Alright. And then drop us down into the water some by filling the boot or the ballast tank. And we're locked into place, right? Yes. I'll go ahead and put out this fire. I don't really care about whatever that supply is that we're missing or missed or whatever. I'm not sure, though, what we're doing. Maybe this is another upgrade. I do know for sure that we're about to get another repair tool, thankfully. So I know that we need one of those pretty bad. So we head down. Oh, yep, that's broken. Now can you see why we get a repair tool? Okay. I'm not... Well, I do know that since we're under a bunch of these ice blocks or whatever, maybe that's kind of what the deal is. Let me move these a little bit to the left, and then I see I'm probably going to have to fill them both with water. Oh man, these games like sometimes have like a way about them, like the bubbling that I can hear on the outside, I don't know. It just always sort of feels weird to me. So let me move this more and more to the left. This is kind of like a little bit of a balancing act, but only a balancing act in the sense that both of these things go on the left, and I believe you have to have them both filled with water. So not anything mystical, magical, or that thought-provoking, but there we go. And then I'm able to get up here and I guess interlock whatever these two things are, get this turbine a spinning. And again, I'm not sure what we're doing here. Now that these have been, you know, oh yeah, you can see it's like a seismograph machine cataloging the earthquakes. I don't quite know why they need one this big or this fancy, but whatever. It's kind of weird that, like, nobody is left alive, don't you think? Like, all of their machinery has outlived them, which is sort of odd. The only kind of people that are left, it seems like, are children. So that's pretty peculiar in a way. I do like the way that this game kind of steers you where to go with the lights. That's kind of nice. So, there we go. Lock it down. Oh, boy. I see the fucking water's a whipping and the ice is a falling. Oh boy, the ice is gonna fuck up our ship a little bit, I guess, or at least it knocked it off kilter. And then with all this water moving, it's getting away from us a little bit. Oh god, and then this thing fucking broke again, it seems. I can't go up, right? No, doesn't seem so. Only forward. So we're coming up here fairly shortly, I think, on the part of the game where I like kind of like soft locked myself, kind of broke the game a little bit, and I'll see if I can't point that out whenever we actually come up to it. And I might try to do it again. I don't think I would be able to, but I guess, you know, we'll see. So which one of these goes up? Must be to the left. Perfect. Then this happened the last time that I played too. I've let go of the lever, but like I can't swim around in here, so yeah, it raises us up out of the ice. It kind of almost looks like a digger sort of deal, but that can't probably be what it's doing. So what I did here that really glitched my game out is like, so I was coming up out of the water, right, and I was like holding the right, and then like maybe I like went here, or maybe up a little bit, and then like I was able to clip through the ice here. Yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, our guy's probably a little cold, but anyway, I clipped through the ice, and I was able to like swim underneath of the map. It was pretty weird. I figured it would be cool for speedrunning, and I didn't look up to see like if this game gets speedrun a lot or if that's a tactic for it, but I figured it would be interesting. I just wasn't able to free myself from down there, and if it wasn't something that had already been discovered, I was thinking about like it would be nice to kind of swipe the swipe the first place by like, I don't know, like 5 minutes, and then everybody's like, what, how did he do that? I don't know, it would be funny anyway, but I'm sure people already know about it. At least we're back up to full speed. I'm glad that it by the time that we find our Okomotive again, spoiler, that isn't the last time that we saw it while it was getting whipped all around. By the next time we see it, I'll have this little repair tool at least. I don't know. I think this is meant to not juxtaposition, but compare the situation we were in before, which was moving very fast through the water with a lot of convenience in the Okomotive. Maybe it even started to feel a little bit like home, and then now we don't have it anymore, and then I fall in the water, and then we don't have it anymore, and so this is what it feels like to go on foot. Like before I could carry all that shit, and now I can only carry this one little repair tool with me. I don't know where we're supposed to be at exactly. It seems like maybe like a pole, like a north or south pole, or Antarctica or something, because you can see there's a lot of like frozen ships in the background, maybe even a buoy, and that there looks like a passenger ship, so it's kind of weird that or an old passenger ship, not a new one obviously, but you know, it makes you kind of like wonder what So they were moving civilians through here, right? What were they doing here? Was it like a research outpost, kind of like the Frostpunk stuff, or what? You can see we're coming up more and more on, more pieces of civilization, a little bit like, well, boats anyway. I guess if you can call that pieces of civilization. I remember this segment here going on for a little bit too long, the part where you're on foot, but this hasn't been so bad. I also remember getting hung up back there at where the ice was a little bit slippery. Yeah, it's got like paddle boats here, sort of. Like, what were they doing? Like, it had to have flash froze because they're not taking fucking paddle boats to Antarctica, relative to what we've seen already. So, I don't know. So, we hop down here. Oh, wow. What? I didn't even mean to do that, but, yeah, you're supposed to fall through the floor there. Okay, well, that satiates my curiosity for what happens if you jump over that hole whenever that segment comes. Hey, look at that. We got another repair tool. I don't think I'll be carrying them both, but I guess I can carry the newer one that we have. So, oh, man, and there's something else we could pick up, and let me drop that for 1 second. I see we'll have to move this crate over to the side. I don't remember what we're repairing exactly here, or what we're doing, or how long until we get the Okomotive again, but all those questions and more will be answered next time on DBZ. Okay, so we hop up on this little crate, and ooh, it looks like maybe we're repairing a mast of some kind. All right, and then it drops. I probably don't want to raise it, right? Yeah, I couldn't raise it even if I wanted to. It seems a little bit too heavy for my character to be able to lift, which I suppose makes sense, as this seems like iron stuff in the background, whereas our other shit has been maybe like tempered metal and wood for the most part. Now this is another wind blowing segment, if I'm not mistaken, where the wind's about to blow, so I'm going to go ahead and hop down here so it doesn't whip me too far. And then same thing as we did before with the chain links whenever we were leaving the that other coast. I almost nearly forgot what we even used this one charge on the repair tool for. There, I see we've got another break coming up. Hopefully we make it in time. Yeah, we're good. I don't want to move forward much more, though. Otherwise, yeah, I hear the wind coming. It'll knock us back. Just take this this little challenge low and slow, and we'll be all right. I don't really know too much more that I could say about the environmental storytelling other than what it is. More pieces of humanity that are kind of around as far as like ships, and I mean a lot of ships here for some reason. And then like no humans once again, so that's kind of odd. Oh no, don't knock me back, man. Come on, I was so close. I'm dropping the tool because I think we move faster without it, so what if I I was hoping I would get caught on that, maybe. Okay, come on, give me a little break here. How about it? Well, okay, so the wind has stopped. Like I said, I think we moved just a little bit faster without the tool. So, it may be a little bit faster while jumping. I'm not sure. But we should be able to make it this time, I would think and hope. Okay, perfect. So we're down here. We might get blown back into that other recess that's back here. Yeah, I already feel us getting blown. Like I said, this part of the game, just a section of the game that goes on for a little bit too long without too much to show. Maybe they should have put a mural in the background here, something that you could look at while you're getting blown around, or have something move in the background really pretty, like, I don't know. If they put mammoths, you might get the implication that there's like some kind of time travel shit going on, but put something around so it's just not so, I don't know, it's not boring, but it's whatever. So we're going to need all of that stuff here in just a second, and I'll show you why. So we're coming up on another paddle boat. This one, though, is a little bit more interesting. So we open up this back hatch, and we come down here, and we've got this woman. And if you remember right, at the very beginning of the game, this woman was the one who had the plants, and she looks kind of fresh for a sort of corpse, and it kind of looks like our character recognizes her. And look at that, there's that red kid from the first game. So obviously we're really upset because we were fairly close to this person, and she was interested in, I don't know, this red kid for some reason. Again, like, you can tell parts of a story without, like, telling them, and it's like, you don't know why she's important to them or why they're important to her, but, you know, they are. So I'm going to go ahead and load that up, and then I'm going to grab another one of these, luggages. I don't think we'll need all three. If we do, I guess I'll go get it. But so this is like a boiler type deal, right? Wow, they even put out the lights on her. So now we can light this the same way that we've been doing for, you know, the whole game. And since we're burning this boiler, you'll notice up on the top right that the ice is starting to melt. Pretty simple puzzle. You just well, not even a puzzle really. You just burn these supplies inside of this. I keep wanting to call it ironclad. I've been playing too much Civilization 5 lately, I think. So you do that until you've gotten enough of this ice melted, which I would say is about probably 2 supplies worth. You don't need to use all 3. I think you use 3 in case, or it gives you 3 in case you kind of fuck up a little bit maybe. But the ice slowly starts to melt away. And again, she's like connected with that red kid, which is, you know, sort of sad. As sad as it made your character, you would think that she would miss you, but I don't know. I don't know what it means. And again, I suppose it doesn't really matter what it means. I actually think we're probably good to go ahead and move on. What I'm going to do is set this to burn some more, and then I'm going to grab my repair tool, and I'm going to head out of here. Okay, I'm about to head out. And we should be free to move through this, I would think. Damn, you really don't want me to do all 3 of these burning, do you? I'm also glad I can step on that hot-ass boiler, and it doesn't hurt me too bad or anything. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to burn all 3 of these, huh? It does look like it's freeing up more space. I remember the first time that I played this, I burned all this stuff before I even tried it because I was thinking, like, you know, I wonder if you can melt any more of that ice than is already melted. And you can't burn like a crazy amount or anything, but I don't know. I'm always interested in, like, the environment doing kind of a little bit special things depending on how much work that you decide to put into it. It kind of reminds me of, like, the Rick and Morty Into the Morty, or not Into the Mortyverse, but the VR game where, like, you can interact with so much stuff, and, like, if you keep interacting with, like, stupid shit, for example, like, you know, they might say something about it, or you might get rewarded for it with, like, a little mini game or something. I don't know. Or maybe another game I'm thinking of is, like, the Stanley Parable, where you can, like, get the opportunity to mess with stuff. I don't know. Just something that I guess I'm kind of thinking about. So now, as we slide down this hill, I think we've got maybe a mess of supplies about to come up, if I'm remembering correctly. Wow. Once again, another kind of desolate, ice, barren landscape. And I don't really know too much that I guess I could talk about here. Oh yeah, there is some more supplies. I see. Wow, at least 4 of them. Oh boy. And after those 4 supplies, you can see we've got a similar looking, or a familiar looking little back part here, and we've got our ship. So everything kind of seems to be in order here. I guess I'm going to go around and repair some stuff real quick and lock that back down into place. I'm not even close to ready to go yet, but I'm going to put these repair tools up. I knew I got a couple repair tools from somewhere. I just couldn't remember where or at what point, but I think I did the same thing the last time I played. I just happened to grab that extra, or carry that extra repair tool with me in case I needed it, and I didn't really need it, but okay. So I plug this in. I also hear the battery is almost charged up. I wonder if that's from me from before. I'm not sure, but now we can go back and collect these supplies for our next sort of big trip, because we should have, I think, one more like last big leg where we'll have to go through like storms and stuff. I don't know. I don't quite remember, but we're going to see here in just a minute. This is also good because if I remember correctly, we were doing like pretty okay on supplies, so this puts us at even another leg up above that. Of course, unlike the first time that I played this game, I kept a lot of like little knickknacks and stuff in my Okomotive the last time that I played. Unlike this time where I've just kind of, not screwed with it as much. So let me see. Am I able to get up here? Yep. And then I'll grab these supplies. I'll push that one as forward as I guess I can. Whoop. There we are. I might just put these like in the Okomotive and then like get moving, because I know that this is probably kind of boring. So we got another oil thing that we can burn there, and then 2 more pieces, I think some luggage and stuff. Yeah, I figured this strikes me as like one of those games that like would have like a secret in it that like people like hunted for or whatever, or like happened to run into. Like it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you guys remember, but that Near Automata thing that just popped off recently. Well, recently, that was like 4 years ago now, it feels like, with the church or whatever, where they were like, did you know you could go down here into this church? Or I'm trying to think if there isn't another game that has like crazy ass secrets like that. But that's kind of along the same vein of what I'm thinking is like something that like is like a whatever kind of game, but then it just has like a weird ass secrets like that in it. I'm going to go ahead and call that luggage lost. Sorry about that, but I'm not going to sit there and fight that jump for 15 minutes until I'm able to eventually get it. The platforming for this area, specifically this area, nowhere else in this game, is really fucking annoying. So I remember having trouble with this the last time that I played too. Now, if I'm not mistaken, is there anything else that's broken? Yeah, is the fucking... No, I think we're good. I think that what I'm hearing is the battery. Okay, let's get this bad mamma jamma up and running. So as you heat your engine up, it's going to, or it should anyway, heat this, like the boiler of your ship up. You can see there it's like not even moving up, whereas before it would have burned a lot more. But now, still you can see the... it's going to start melting some of this ice away. And then also, what you want to do, I'm going to head up here. Wow, it does look like the sail kind of got a little bit messed up. It's closing a little bit slower than, or opening a little bit slower than before. I'll get the sail up and running so we actually get some speed going while we melt away this ice. Let me see. Move it forward some, it would seem. And then I'll want to bring my repair tool up here just as soon as I get a second. Maybe move it back. And then, hold on, maybe further back. Let's just leave it be until I can get my engine pumped back up, because the first thing I want to be doing is burning through this ice that's on our ship, because it's kind of annoying. Okay. And give me the middle repair tool. Not the back one, middle one. Now we'll go repair these sails, and they shouldn't be as testy to move around then, at least. And then I'll set the sails to kind of go at their maximum velocity. Perfect. And I'll put this up, and I'll put this back down on the little conveyor belt that we have, this luggage. And then I'll grab the other luggage to burn for just as soon as I need to burn something else. And then I'm going to start these batteries a running, so that maybe I can get moving where I'm wanting to go just a little bit faster. I also see our sails have dropped from full headwinds, so I'm going to head up and repair that real quick. It also kind of looks like our ballast tank is like half filled, which would imply to me that we should be under the water some, but I guess not. Let me put it in the middle here, and then I'm going to gun our battery if I can make it in time. Perfect. So now we're charging. Nice. Hopefully we're actually making half decent headway to where we're going. Hopefully. Let me get this thing shooting water so that I can cool our engine down just a little bit. Again, I don't think it can overheat while it's doing the battery overcharge, but I guess I don't really know either. Let me head up on top of this, up on top of here so that I can see what we might have coming up. I know it doesn't really seem like, you know, we have much going on, but I can see ahead we've got, oh, that's a waterfall. I thought that was a big iceberg that we were pulling up on, but I can see now it's a waterfall. I remember that being pretty clear that was a waterfall the first time. I wonder if my graphics settings are a little bit bugged. I don't know. After that bug that happened earlier in the game, I'm just not sure. So I'm going to keep goosing this engine a little bit. Just doing some basic maintenance here. We'll put that bottle up. I could probably burn this, burn that repair tool next because it's just about empty. I don't have use for, you know, one repair tool use. So, and we're should be just about to the next little area that we're headed to. We just got to get sort of nearest to this waterfall. This part of the game is sort of like one of my favorites, I think. And maybe you'll understand why once we actually get to it. I don't know. I like the parts of the game that give you kind of a little bit of freedom to do like what you want to do, or at least all you have to do is like manage your ship. You aren't really responsible for, you know, too much else. Are we just about to where we're supposed to go? We're just about there. Oh man, we're making hella good time all of a sudden. We'll just push that buoy right out the way and then keep on rolling. So there is that. Now then, let's hook this into there. That should close our mast automatically. And let me get in the position that I'll need to be in to steer this ship. If I'm not mistaken, this part here is just like a very little bit annoying. Or at least like whenever I played this, I had no clue what I was doing. I think I burned through like so much fuel here than I should have. So much more fuel than I should have anyway. Let me go down and pump the engine just a little bit to keep it burning nice and hot. We're going to have to go forward a little bit, it looks like, right? Or, no, we gotta wait. I'm just getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Alright, so full charge forward, and then I'm going to equal out the ballast tank. And it needs to come down just a shade. Equal out the ballast tank. Good. So we're headed forward. I also see some supplies coming up, so let me get the engine burning just a little bit hotter so that it doesn't go out. Actually, you know what I'm going to also do? Let me load it up with another bit of fuel there. And I'm going to head on ahead if I'm able to, so that maybe I can grab this, whatever this is, this supply we have ahead, to burn, like maybe if it's some luggage or like an oil container or whatever. Hopefully our ship just keeps moving forward. Sounds like it's stopped. That's probably not good, huh? Oh, maybe it's hung up on this rock. Maybe I should have just not even gotten out of my ship. I'm getting a little bit too greedy for fuel, I suppose. I do see I'm going to have to fill the ballast tank up, because we're going to have to go just a little bit deeper. And the ship's engine just completely stopped, so let's get down a little bit. I guess I'll go ahead and relight this engine. Perfect. We got her burning. Then we'll put this about in the middle. I see the luggage there that I was going to grab. I guess I'll go get that. I don't see any reason I could get penalized too heavy from grabbing it. Ooh, wow, it's even got lights that kind of, you know, go to the ocean floor and stuff. That's very fucking pretty. Let's get this thing burning even hotter. Maybe pick up some speed now that I don't see any supplies on the radar. Okay, and get this battery maybe built up a little bit too. I don't think we're going to be, you know, doing anything crazy as far as speed down here. The underwater segments you never really do, but I guess we'll see. Let me raise her just a little bit more. Get this flame burning a little hotter. Load another piece of fuel in it. And we just tap the top of that. Oh shit, my engine's about to burn. Yep, should have known that. That's my own fault. Well, it didn't break anything, it seems, so that's good. Let me kind of move that back into place. I don't really want this thing... Where do I... Okay. So we kind of... Let me go up. So this is a section of the game that I don't really like, but it's not that bad. It's just kind of annoying a little bit. So let me... You know what I want to do? Let me just park this thing. And then get this so that I put it at neutral, grab it so it's going to push out water, put out my engine for 1 second, and then I'm going to run to the back here, grab this winch, because I think I can use the winch underwater. I hope I can use the winch underwater. So we're going to hook it onto this. Whoops. Okay. And then whenever I go to reel it, it should release that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the first time that this happened, I was like really confused at what it was asking me to do. So we pull that out, and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it should release that. Okay, so now that that's been freed, again, I was just like, whenever I played this the first time, I was like, what the fuck am I even doing? I was like doing it from like the top, and I was like, do I have to like re-grab that hook or what? And then, so let's go ahead and get this lit a little bit, and then kind of drop us a little bit more, even us out. Right there is fine. Get this burning a little bit so that we can get sort of locked into place here. You probably have a certain idea of like what we're about to do here anyway. Let me raise us just a bit and then get us going forward some. You can see us kind of getting like a little bit locked into place here, I think. Alright, and then we're about to the point where I probably need to load in some fuel, but we're gonna, there we go, perfect. Perfect as perfect gets, I suppose. And then we'll, yep, you can see what we're doing. It's taking the heat from that, and you probably got some idea of it because I saw it whenever, the first time I ever got loaded into this thing. Obviously, it is a hot air balloon. So, yeah. We went on land and sea, and now we're on air. Is there anything that this Okomotive can't do? Oh my. Now, something kind of interesting is that last ship that we dislodged from down here was also, you know, crashed. So we'll have to be careful, I guess, about crashing, because I guess that's a real possibility. But now this is another cinematic kind of part of the game that I thought was like really, really, really pretty. Now, of course, you can't control it too much, at least not for right this very second, but we're about to get a little bit of control of this here in just a minute. I don't know. I just thought that this section of the game was, like, kind of nice. I don't really, like, I don't know. There's lots of Deus Ex Machina in this, but that's what kind of makes it fun. Is like you get to this waterfall, and then it's like, oh, there just happens to be a hot air balloon. I don't know. I talked about some guy saying that the game was unrealistic, which I don't think is necessarily what I'm complaining about. It's just like you don't ever really seem to overcome adversity ever. You just kind of get lucky, which maybe that's the way that life works for some people, and they're blessed for it, I guess. So let me get this repumping again. I don't think the battery actually helps anything here, but you know, I guess you never know. And it will be helpful for whenever we actually get down to the ground anyway. I think we're fairly okay on supplies and stuff. We're not good. Okay, well, we'll just burn that and just change it from okay to not great. What did I even like jump for? I think I just got kind of lost maybe down like where I was in the ship. Thankfully you can't open up the moon pool and maybe kill yourself. That's probably for the best. I'll move all this stuff back over to the little automated thing, so the next time that I would need to, I can have it run. I guess I'll get this pumped up. I think that this is all automated. I think for the most part I'm actually wasting supplies, but it is kind of fun to pretend, I suppose. Let me grab this nozzle. Burned up our fuel just a little bit. Let me repump it back up before I don't think I can go up to the top of the ship, but that's sort of fine. I do kind of like to pretend that this gets us like further and farther and stuff, even though that's not surely the truth. So I'll raise this, lock it into place, drop that, perfect. And then hopefully with this wind and stuff, I'm able to bring this down and maneuver this lever so that we're able to continue forward in this blimp type deal now. I mean, kind of. Hot air balloon, shape of the blimp. Are blimps hot air balloons? No. I don't really know how hot air balloons work. Do they use helium? Probably not. Wow, you can kind of see the land below us too. It is sort of a shame that we can't go outside of our ship and take a look around. Also, what's a big shame I've noticed is we're not really doing extremely well on our supplies. Also, I've noticed that we are falling out of the sky at pretty quick pace. Let me readjust the sail whenever we get a chance. As soon as this cutscene is ended, it looks like it's about to release us, which is just fine. And it should slide off the front, and this will be a little bit of a hard landing, but that's fine. There we go. So we are back at sea. So that was kind of short-lived, but still kind of fun. So not back, but forward, right? Yeah, we're headed forward. On the mast, anyway. And then I'll get our engine pumped back up. We're making pretty good time to our next destination. I'm kind of excited for the next destination. I remember the hot air balloon segment taking just a little bit too long, but that was actually pretty fun, I guess. I guess I'll set this down here to burn in case I need to. I'd really like to make no more stops before the end of the game, but I suppose we'll see what happens, huh? And I guess we probably won't have to make any stops if I make the concession that I'll burn just, you know, all this extra shit that I got sitting around the ship, so. But I don't know. We'll have to see, too. I do know I want to get another battery charge in just as soon as I'm able to. I also kind of remember, I think I beat this game across 2 days. I think it was. And whenever I did, like, I was kind of surprised, like, at how quick the ending kind of came. It's not bad or anything. I actually really like the ending to this game. But I was just, I guess, again, pretty surprised that it just sort of came and went. There you can see a lot of those same flowers we have on our ship on the back, in the background there. You can see we have it on our ship on the right there. Wow, what a fucking shot, dude. That is very pretty. Also, what are we hung up on? Probably have to... Oh, no, we have to go over this. In the meantime, let me load another piece in there. I'll grab a hold of this water, put our engine out so that I can conserve fuel. Now, I don't remember, or I don't know how many of you watched the first Let's Play of this and are now watching this one all the way to the end. That would be a little weird. Pause now and go watch the that entire, Let's Play. I guess so you don't get lost. So let's load that up with fuel. Now I believe, yeah, that's a two-parter. Yeah, we'll have to get another one of these. You can also see on the wall there, it looks kind of like the hot air balloon that we were using earlier. So that ain't gonna work, right? I'll have to get this other piece loaded into it first. That's what I thought. So we head down, drop that. Now we head up to the top because now I believe we've got a full fuel tank in this little thing. It's kind of like looks like a lighthouse, I guess. And now if we'll bring that little thing up here. So I don't know if you guys remember from the first game, right? But at the very ending, after the cutscene, there was a horn. And if you watch here, we should get this, I think, a hot air balloon up. Yep, and some lights on. And then we should have a horn that sounds here in just a second. And the position of the game changes. Wow. And you can see on the other side, there's a fire. And I think, now that we've got this light on and these hot air balloons up, we can go down on the very front here where you can see and sound this horn. And then that frees our ship from down there. So it'll raise the ladder, and we'll be able to jump, I believe, on the front here, because I'm kind of locked into place right this very second. There we go. So then I can go sort of on the front here, and you can see the ship. We'll be able to hopefully land on it. I would like to get down there and get this kind of ship a-moving, get the engine fired up, get the mast up as soon as we clear this. I don't know what you would call it. I don't know what this thing is. It's weird that it's like a quarter-mile off land. And oh yeah, I guess I should also mention the ship has now been completely inverted as well, vertically anyway. And we're getting very, very, very near to the end of the game. Let me get this thing burning nice and hot, get this thing reloaded with fuel, and then we'll go up top and get this these sails raised again. Again, it's a little bit of a shock to the mind, I guess you could say, to have your ship inverted like this, but it's whatever. If I grab a hold of this hook and then latch it down into place, we'll see how wind efficient. Now this is weird too, because now the mast kind of comes at you. And perfect, locked her right there, and we'll go down and we'll hound this battery until we get there. We just have to make it to the shore and we win the game. I see the engine's getting a little bit hot, but I don't know that it'll overheat while we're so close to the end of the game, but it just might. I don't know. Let's get this water gun going, or water hose, cool down our engine. We've got the battery ready to go, so we'll get it rolling. And I'll go ahead and load in our last little piece of fuel we have here. And you can see as we get this little cinematic, I think we're going just a little bit too fast for the cinematic. It's not quite ready for it. There we go. And our Okomotive pulled up to this little red kid. I thought I saw the water rising the last time that I was here, and it looks like I was right because it wasn't quite up to the rocks while we was here. And you could now see, oh shit, we completed the journey in less than 210 minutes. That's kind of interesting. I didn't even know you could do it that fast. But, yep. Now these guys are together. It's kind of weird to see two people alive and together like this in this world, whereas we've both been one. And you can see our old Okomotive there on the land, so looking good as ever. But that is that. I really liked both of these games. Maybe one day they'll make a third game. I'm not really sure. But that's been the entirety of this game. I've pretty well given all my thoughts on it while we was playing it. This was a fairly, not like a long Let's Play, but it was one of those Let's Plays that just kind of, came and went, and I talked the whole time, which I suppose is all of them. So I don't know what the hell I'm saying. But we've reunited these two. They kind of look like brothers a little bit. And yeah. I don't really know that there's too much else to say. Our ship is catching a little bit of headwind. Hopefully they make a third game because this was a lot of fun. And that was Far Changing Tides. I I hope you guys enjoyed that game. It was a lot of fun to play. I kind of like all these little this and that games like that, like Limbo and Inside and stuff. So anyway, that is that. I guess I'll see you guys next week for the next video. Later.